5 minutes to an hour north of town, where there is an independent thicket of trees north in a plain, uh, closer to the traveling road of the tribal trail on the north side of the town. Uh, you were out this way, northwest from the town, about half the distance between those 2 points. Off to the side, though, as as you took some time to be on your own, uh, among nature, among a familiar setting to you. Um,
Microphone
it
muted.
is the same day that uh, the um, the adventurers Avalak, Tiber, and Parag are just heading out and casting off. Um, and you are alone in a small cleft of trees to the northwest of town. What do you do?
I will be sitting. I'm going to be on a typical little rock that's in a somehow circle clearing with the sun shining down
Yeah.
onto the rock. I'll be sitting there cross-legged with my hands, praying and recollecting myself, getting back in touch with the earth, because I've stayed in a town and in a proper bed, and it just feels weird. There's lots of people around. It's smelly. There's lots of killing in the past few days. It's incredible. I just needed to get away from it all, and the screams and the burnings. And hearing people burn alive isn't quite a good mix. So I'm just recollecting myself in this very forest, wood-like area, drawing it all in, trying to bring myself back down to a neutral point. After a while, I feel that I have come at peace, basically, and I get up and give myself a nice good stretch, and then say to myself, yes, it would be time to go back. And I'm gonna walk back
All right.
towards the direction of Phandalin.
Alrighty. So it'll probably take you, the 30 minutes or more to to walk back into town. As you're walking back in, you can see people going about their day. A lot of talk between the townsfolk. It looks like business as usual. There are carts going places every now and then. You do see a few men walking around that are lightly armed, and they're kind of following Darren Edamarth around as he's kind of pointing out locations around the town that they can, and you can hear, you kind of hear him circle around towards you, or kind of skirting towards your direction, and he says, "We can board up those walls. We need more stone over there. Raise the wall by another few feet. Of course, if we can put some struts up behind them, that would be some good support, and actually have some ledges from which we can watch, and not be caught off guard again." And he's now pointing up and starts to kind of discuss between them how, what kind of hours and watch things that these volunteer villagers will be able to provide, and kind of then walks off south further through the town, down towards the miners' trail, and the like. Yeah. What do you do?
Okay. I'm pretty sure in the last fight and last scenes that I was in, I ruined my shirt and other various clothings
Mm-hmm.
in attempt to aid others. So I would like to go to. Is it Toblin? Is he the no?
Toblin's
He's the inn guy,
he's the inn
innkeeper.
guy. The
Who's
general provisioner
the
is
general
Barthens.
provisions? Barthen. Yeah, I'd like to go to Barthen's and go and get some clothes, something to buy, some traveler's clothes, so I can have stuff on again, and some wraps for my wrists.
Okay. Yeah, cool. All right. So you make your way over to Barthen's. Um, you you start to walk up through the north side of town, and kind of just going through. You see a few people with carts of fruit or cabbages, and such things. Um, and you open the door to Barthen's. Um, he's looking a little like he's just done a bit of hard work. He looks a little beaten by the sun. Um, you you open the door. There's like a little. He's got almost like a little cowbell at the top that just kind of tonks. There's no like nice little ding-a-ling as you go in. It's like tonk.
Dong.
It's very
Yeah.
yeah, it's very blunt. Yeah.
Can
And
you remind me, what does he look like? He's human, isn't he? He's not dwarf.
yeah, I'll bring up his character card. Um, he's a rather dashing-looking fellow.
Ah,
Uh, some would call, some might call him a little staunch.
little staunchy. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
What a sexy lad. Um. So I'm going to approach Martha.
Yep.
I don't know if I've met him yet as Osborne. So I'm going to go and introduce myself to him.
Okay.
I'm going to go up to him and excuse me, Mr. Barthen.
Oh yes. Yes,
Hi.
that's me. How can I help you? I've seen you around before.
I look up at him and I say, "Yes, my name is Osborne."
And he
I'm
reaches
with
out
the
and
party.
shakes your hand.
Reach up and grab his hand and almost get lifted off the ground.
Yeah.
Uh,
he's like my pleasure. He says, you're a companion of Siege Tiber and that elf Avalak. Is that right?
I'm nodding to him and yes, I am. I'm traveling with them for the moment, and we tend to get in a spot of trouble every now and then.
Yeah.
My
And he says,
clothes
well,
get tattered.
they've just I've just given them horses. They just head off not two or so hours ago.
I look at him surprised, like, oh, okay. Where were they going?
Um, quick question to Tiber and Avalak. Did you guys tell Barthen
Yes,
which
I
direction
did.
you did?
I said that we were going to go. Actually, not which direction. However, we're to go and find out. We're going to go rescue expedition to go rescue Gundra and Rockseeker
Okay.
along
So
the road. So that's
okay.
it.
So Barthen says he's like, Tiber did say that they've gone to to find Gundren and put an end to the mystery of what's happened to him.
Ah,
And
okay.
and
Okay,
at this point he says he says a few days ago Sildar had told me about what he heard about Gundren, that they'd taken him somewhere called Cragmore Castle, not knowing where the place is. He was hoping that you and your lot would be able to track them down and bring our friend home.
Okay. I would like to activate my background, being a wanderer, I think, or explorer. Always
Okay.
remember general layout of the terrain, settlements, and features that are around me. Before I got to town, would have I walked past, or do I know the general idea of where this place is?
Um,
This castle that I've just heard about?
so You have heard that there are multiple abandoned keeps and forts and old ruins of older civilizations in forests and deep woods. Of this particular one,
Yep.
um, you get the idea that it is somewhere uh, in the North Woods, but like that's generic. Like
That's generic.
like it's a
Okay.
big area. Like you have an idea that it's likely somewhere in the vast Neverwinter Woods.
Okay.
It stretches many, many miles.
I want to ask Elmar. Did they
Mhm.
mention who else they talked to that day? Perhaps someone who knows the exact direction they went.
And at this point, Elmer Barthen is he says, "Well, maybe you could always ask the tiefling, the paladin. He's one of your lot, isn't he?"
Oh, he didn't go with them.
No, he's got to preside over the criminals. Well, he was. He might still be in town somewhere.
Okay. It is very helpful news, thank you.
I mean,
The
he
main
nods.
reason for my visit to you today, Mr. Barthen, is that I'm looking for some new clothes. I would like some more adventurous clothes. Nothing armor, just cloth. Simple, easy to move around.
And he's like, "Yes, I've got something that might work. And they'd fit you too." He says, "I've got a few different kinds of thread. Uh, at the most basic, your basic traveler's clothes, nice and rough and tough, yet comfortable if you were to sleep in them. Uh, I could then offer you some more common day-to-day clothes, more suitable for, being somewhat presentable around the village. Or then if you go up from there, I can, perhaps even make you look a little more trim, with some nice, not as quite part of the gentry, but still a very quality thread. But if you're just looking for something to travel in, I can give you a basic linen shirt and a new set of trousers for 2 silver. Mind you, these are very stock standard, but if you're just looking for a new shirt on your back, this is what you'd want."
I want to buy, just for your reference, I want to buy 2 shirts off him and 1 pair of pants. I'm going to rip up one of the shirts to make my wrist wraps
Okay.
again. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Um,
So he's going to
if
try.
I want to buy 2 shirts, would that be 3 silver?
He says, "Aye.
Yes, I can do. I
Alright.
will do a transaction. How
Yep."
many
And he
silvers
brings
are a
out these
gold
folded
piece?
clothes and brings them out, and he kind of holds them up, and you can see they're halfling proportionate. Yeah,
How many silvers to a gold coin?
10.
Okay, so it means I have 7 silver pieces. And okay, cool. Awesome. I reach up and take the clothes from him. Thank you. I pull out my coin purse and I say,
Yep.
I only have gold pieces.
And
Would
he
that
says,
be okay?
he says, "That's no worry at all. Here, I'll change you." And he does the transaction, changes you 7 silver.
Awesome.
So
Thank you.
knock 1 gold off and add 7 silver.
Yep, done. Thank you. Would you happen to have any other horses available by chance?
And he says, "Well, I only had the one that was the right size for a halfling. But if you're willing to try handle a full horse, um, I'll have it ready for you, and you can. I assume you're trying to catch up with your band."
I look to him and I say, I take it the larger horse is faster.
And he says, "Well, yes. Yeah, I
Then
don't
I'll
want
take
to.
that one.
I wouldn't admit it to that Wakina priest, But I should have known better to barter with such a man." And
Yes, he is
says
not
I,
one to be trifled with when it comes to coin.
and he smiles. And at this point, he says, and sorry, I'm gonna ask you again, Tiber. What did I charge you guys for these? It was a 25.
Courses.
I thought it was a deposit for about 20 or 25.
Okay. So I have it here. Excellent. So I think it was 20. Um, it was 20 gold for the 3 horses, and
I thought it was each, or was that total?
20 gold. Sorry, each.
Yep.
For the horses, and then the pony was 15.
Yeah.
Because it was smaller, and I'm not gonna charge full price for a small horse.
They were more or less a yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And so they were already paid for. Avalok paid for his horse, I believe.
Yep.
And we also ended up just bringing the pony along. So we have that.
You've got an extra horse with you.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Pony next provisions, I think, as well.
And as well, we outfitted the horses with
Saddlebags and the
saddlebags, and I think it was 6 days of supply.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep, that's
Cool.
it.
Yeah. All right.
As he is telling me all of this, I'm amazed with his memory. I'm just looking at him in awe. Right, yes. I look down at my coin purse and give a very long look at my coin purse, and I slowly look back up at him and say, I only have 11 gold pieces.
And at that
I
point,
guess the horse is out of the question.
he says, unfortunately, as much as I want to help, without a horse, and if I'm giving that away at the same credit, which of course I would gladly offer you, I'd be without collateral and coin.
I'm looking at him, I'm just nodding, like smiling and thinking.
He asks, he says, perhaps you can go ask someone if you could lend some. But I'm sorry, I'm all
scratch
tapped
my
out.
chin and look down. Well, in that case, can I buy some provisions off you?
He says, of course. What would you like?
Just the dried provisions? The ones that last 3 days or something?
Sorry?
The dried
one-
provisions, the one that
Yeah,
lasts 3 days.
one serve of rations is more or less the amount of rations you need for one day.
Okay. How many do they come in, like, things of 5?
So it's more or less 1 day of rations is 5 silver.
Okay, and when I buy them, do I buy them 1 day at a time, or do I buy them 5 days at a time? Like, I get 5
You can buy
rations.
them 1 day at a time, but just
Okay.
every one is 5 silver. So
Okay.
if you want 5 days, that's 2 gold 50.
Fancy. Okay, how long do these provisions last for? Like, how long are they still okay to eat?
Months and months.
Oh,
They
right.
are dried foods, like nuts,
Cool.
dried fruit, cured meats, things like that.
Good. This is good. I want to buy 2 days of rations.
Okay.
How much silver is that?
That's 1 gold.
Oh, 1 gold? Oh, sweet. So I'll just give him gold.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you may have already had some in your
Yeah, I
As
did,
part of your
but
pack, yeah.
I got to be careful. Yeah, I do that transaction. I give him a gold. I put a gold down on the stool that's next to me. That's about shoulder height.
Mm-hmm.
Put a gold down on the stool. And I was like, I'll take 2 days of rations, please.
And he's, "Hi, I see ya." And he grabs 2 little pouches and hands them over to you. They're in like little leather bags, kind of separated.
Cool. I put them into my backpack. I thank him.
Mhm.
And as I'm leaving, I want to turn around and say, "Oh, you happen to know anyone around that I might be able to borrow a horse?
He he says, maybe you can have a speak with the have a quick chat with the town master, or maybe Darren. I'm not sure what they may be able to do.
I nod to him like, yes, okay. Thank you, Mr. Balthan. And I'm gonna walk out.
All right.
And I'll find the one that went to the miners' exchange.
Who?
He
Oh,
was just walking down to the miners' exchange.
okay.
Darren?
Darren. Yeah, you
Darren,
saw
yeah,
him circling around the town.
Yeah, I want to go find Darren and ask him if there's anything I can do to try and catch up with these people.
So you walk back through the square down towards where you saw Darren head off, and you kind of see him just past the perimeter of the main city limits, kind of between, like, he's just around the miners' exchange at this point. I'll flick us back over on the map in a moment. But he's just kind of floating around the miners' exchange with a group of men and kind of instructing them about a few things. I will actually clear the current drawings.
That was funny because the drawings loaded before the
They
picture
load,
did.
yeah. So he's kind of just he's about this way.
Control
I think
said
I've
the
the text. Yeah, it's all right. Oh, wait, what's happening?
Alright, it's back. Okay. Sorry,
It's just
to interrupt you.
reloading. Yeah, no,
Sorry
thank
to
you,
interrupt.
thank you. That was wow, didn't realize that. Okay, cool. The drawing
drawing
stays. So he's just down towards here near the miners' exchange at the moment.
Okay, cool.
Kind of just talking to a few of the men and kind of pointing to these, like, he's pointing out in these directions, like these outer limits of woods, and
Sure.
potentially talking about cutting some of the trees back and using them to kind of further fortify the town limits and use timber for watches. And he's kind of talking on his, and he starts to say, quickly take a break for food, but we'll meet back in 20 minutes and we'll begin sparring. And a few of the men turn around and they start to test their swords out on each other a bit. Kind of, you hear like some clanging steel behind you, some shield blocks get done, and, like, some men start wrestling, and they're kind of all a bit G'd up at the moment.
Cool.
You approach him, and he says, Osborne, it's good to see you. I trust you've been okay the last day or so. That's been a trying time for the town, given the executions.
I look at him and say, yes, I have been a little on edge recently, and I needed some time to myself.
He says, I
I'm
know how
back
you
now.
feel. I'm glad I've got the militia project to keep me busy. I was enraged at the way we handled that. However, it's been done, and I think it's best that we bury that and leave it behind us. Hopefully now the town can forget all this crude brutality and move forward to be the prosperous town that we've always wanted to be. What Sildar wanted. And he's still kind of like looking away, bit bitter about how things have happened the last few days. He says, but well, what brings you to me? How can I help you?
I pace around him a little bit, like up to his left-hand side, and my hands behind my back, looking a little bit shy, and it's like, I need a horse, and I do not have enough money to obtain one. I was hoping maybe you could help me out.
And at this point, he drops a knee, and not in a condescending way. He just wants to kind of meet your eye level and puts a hand on your shoulder. He says, well, absolutely, say it and it will be done, my friend. Sister Gorell told me what you did for the children that she takes care of. When you came back from your last adventure and had gave them all that you had found, and she has been using those to feed all of these hungry children, left behind from the kidnappings of the bandits or the the horrors of what has happened, and she's been able to administer healing and provide much for this town thanks to your contribution. Um, and not to mention, you saved my life from the bandits. So, please, head up to my orchard. Take my mare. She runs quick. Fastest bitch in this town, for sure. Yes, name's Sally.
Sally.
She's a
What's
light
her name?
brown.
Sally.
She's a light brown. I keep the saddle kind of hung over my back porch. Please, please take her. There's feed as well, in the stable.
Cool. Oh, how much horse food do I have to take with me?
It's just kind of like, think of it just like a random like munchie. Usually, like horses will just graze on what's around, but you have
Okay,
that
cool.
feed bag just in case, like
Cool.
they don't want anything
Awesome.
else, or if they just want a treat of some oats or something.
Yeah.
Um,
Give the horse your carrot.
Anyway, he's he offers you full use of his horse. Tells you where it is,
Awesome.
saddle and all.
I feel quite pleased with myself because I managed to get a horse for pretty much for free that I can use, and I start to walk. I take his hand off my shoulder and
And he
Nod
says,
and
but
start
you've
to
got to
walk
bring her
away."
back. You know,
and
since she's all I've got.
I turn back and look
And
at
you
him.
see a loneliness in his eyes.
Yeah.
And you now seeing that this is lonely. He's showing a little bit of weakness here. Darren. He's an
What a cutie.
older man. He's a half elf. You know, he's probably used to not really fitting in. He's he seems
Yeah.
like he's got a little bit of age to him as well, and so you imagine he's seen some things happen and may prefer the company of animals. For companionship, not romance. But
My heart bleeds.
Appleheart's thinking filthy, codependent half-breed. Anyway, so he offers you the use of his horse and says, "Please take her and do what you must. Please bring her back home safe, and you travel well too."
I give him some nods and of courses, and I start to walk away, and I'm like, oh, do you happen to know where my friends were going?
Did you guys mention anything to Darren about your?
I don't think I
Direction?
met him. No.
Yeah.
I think maybe did Park run into Darren?
Did I talk? I think I
Someone
might
ran
talk to him
into
for a
Darren
bit.
last
I
Yeah,
believe Avalok.
I spoke
to
to him.
Darren.
That's right, and we were guessing as to where we would go. So he might have inklings of, like ideas, but not exactly where to go.
Right. Okay.
Both of us knows exactly where we're going.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I want to just ask him again. How do you people have these amazing memories? Incredible. Do you happen to know where Morphos is?
And he says, "Oh, that's a sore topic. I think I saw him strapping up a horse and getting ready to leave.
Oh fuck.
You might be able to catch him."
Great. Which direction was he going?
He says, "I think I saw him out the back of the inn, at the where the tying post is, and the stable. And as you know, there is a lot of places to hitch horses behind, kind of like in the backyard of the inn, obviously to keep these smelly beasts off the main thoroughfare of the street."
Yep. Cool. I'll clasp my hands to him, point and thank you. I will go and find him. Thank you for the use of your horse. I will bring her back as soon as I can. And
He nods.
yep, cool. Wander off. I'm gonna go find fucking Morthus before he fucks off somewhere.
All right. So you head to the inn. You head to the inn.
Before he doesn't kill
And
more.
you look around the back, and you do see Morthos currently strapping up a horse, and kind of fastening his personal effects to it.
I start to approach him and I stop for a second and I look up at him and have a flashback to when we were in the Sleeping Giant Tavern and some poor soul attacked him, and then he just pointed at them, and they burst into flames. And I look at him a little worried, and then I approach him and Morthos.
And he looks up and goes, "Oh, hello, Osborne."
Where are you going?
He says, "I received a message. I am to return. I am to return to Neverwinter. I have been recalled by my order to undertake a new mission. Perhaps our paths will cross again soon. However, my order has taken me back for me to swear further into my oath, and there are certain rituals and procedures I must take. Obviously, I will be diligently reporting the events that have transpired here, and be praying to Tyr for the fairness and the fair treatment of this town. However, I must go post haste."
I'm assuming I'm standing near where the horse is tied to the post.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I'm gonna just as he's saying this, I'll walk slowly over to the post, and I'll lean up against it, look it down at the ground, and then look up and I say, "Well, I wish you luck with your trials. Being a monk, I know how difficult these can be."
And he nods and dips down a little. He takes a knee as well. Again, in a more respectful, almost like kinship way, and extends out an arm and extends mean kind of clasp wrists.
Yeah. Like men do.
Indeed, men of war, manly men. And he says, "It has been an honor to fight alongside you. I pray as well for your good fortune in whatever challenges come before, and please do send word when you are able to find out more about what's happening here. I'm sorry that I cannot stay longer. I would want to help as best I can, but no, the senior members of my temple have asked me to return. Something important must have happened."
I'm nodding to him and I say, "Yes, we do what we must."
And
you know where our companions have gone?
He says they've gone north into the Neverwinter Wood to search for Cragmore Castle, where we know that Gundren has been taken, or had been taken. We're not sure. It's been a little while since we were on that trail.
Cool.
And,
I'm nodding to him and I say, "So if I to find them just north in the forest?" I'm trying to get more. Is there any more directions than north in the forest? Northeast or?
Was there anything else that you guys had found out or disclosed to Morthos that I've overlooked?
Maybe we'll at some point mention the point at which we'll start to search from the ambush.
So you disclosed to me that you guys were heading off towards. I think you actually no. Yeah, I remember that actually. No. Yes. So he says. And Tiber did tell me they were going to try and pick up the trail from where it left off, near the Cragmore hideout, where when Avalak, Tiber, and their companions at that time were traveling on the road, they were ambushed, and they had originally discovered Sildar and Gundren's fallen horses.
Cool. Okay. I'm going to nod to him and "Awesome, thank you. Everyone has amazing memories. I'm going to go find them as fast as possible. I wish you luck with your trials, and I will keep in touch." And I walk
He
off
nods.
to go.
And
grab the
before
horse.
you go, he asks you to wait a moment and says, "Before you go."
I spin around on my heel as he says this. Yes.
One sec.
I peer deeply into his eyes as he's staring at me. thinking.
Sorry, one sec. I'm just quickly
Slowly
finding something.
raise my right hand and scratch it with my left, and start cleaning my nails, but still kind of looking at him, like looking up and then down at my fingers and then
Yep.
up and
He's
again.
he says, "Please take with you the blessing of Tyr," and he murmurs some words, places his hand upon you, and begins to mutter some holy words as you hear him. M- m- what languages do you speak?
I speak Common, Halfling, and Dwarven.
Okay, so you don't understand what he's saying, but he mutters some words in a ancient tongue, and begins to raise a hand to you, and you know, he's beseeching Tyr and saying, "Please take with you the strength of Tyr. Know that you will be protected, and that should you serve justice, justice will come to your call." And quickly casts a blessing on you, and he blesses you.
Is this a spell or is this just religion?
It is
I
a
guess-
spell. It's
okay.
and for the time being, you don't know for how long, whether for a long time or a short time, you do feel a little bolstered at this point.
Cool.
And
That's all. Sweet.
and you do feel kind of some vigor and vitality at this point. Um,
Nice.
Yeah.
I look up to him and thank you for your blessing. Safe travels, my friend. And
Cool.
I'll leave. And I'm
Yep.
gonna go get on the horse and I'm gonna go take that direction as fast as I can. And I'm gonna roll a 1d20 for animal handling. Handling.
okay. So you head up to
10.
Darren's orchard. Is it 10 plus
10 plus 2. 12.
2? Cool.
I fall off a few times, but we're fine.
Yeah. So you take Sally.
Thanks, Sally.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um.
I'll put Sally in my equipment.
Sure.
1 times Sally.
You know what? Go ahead and mark it down as Mustang Sally.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put Mustang. Oh, thank you.
You know, as such as a name for a wild horse. Um,
Like it.
and
And 1 bag of feed.
yep. And you head off. Now, on the other side
Of the
of
world!
the woods, in the middle of the night, after just slaying an ogre in a clearing, only just a little north of Cragmore Hideout, Tiber Siege. Tiber Siege keeps watch over the resting bodies of Purig, the lovable farmer, and the contemplative, meditative trance state of Avalak, the wise, as he scours the darkness for any
Any
other
signs
threats
of
that may
danger.
be lurking in these shadows, as perhaps now might be a good time for a character description. I've forgotten to do that for Osborne, but let's start with you.
Indeed. Suited up in scale mail, a round reinforced iron shield hangs loosely off his arm, and an ornate, intricately carved, engraved copper flail by his side at the ready. You spot Tiber Siege constantly adjusting the strapping to his chain mail, growing frustrated with the inability of the inflexible nature of this suit of armor. No doubt someone who is unused to wearing such, but still competent in the like. He looks disheveled. The watchers over this long vigil night horrors. Ogre attack. Dispatched quickly, but still a risk they cannot take. They must go and find Gundren. He has bags under his eyes. His face is a little bit gaunt from the recent horrible wounding he sustained. Dress. He looks like he's lost a little bit of weight. Garments looking a little bit baggy on him. Not a bad looking man, but he has strong masculine features, but lacks the physical strength to back up this demeanor. Though the parts of his skin exposed, hot veins from his cardiovascular system, having recently exercised and put his body through tremendous stress. Slightly tremoring hand clutches the gold coin symbol of Wakin, the golden lady of coin of which he serves, hangs around his neck as vigilant, almost paranoid eyes scan his surroundings. Ears perked for any sign of a possible danger as he listens to the low crackling of the fire nearby. Looks about, trying not to move too much as this scale mail does make a great deal of sound, not wishing to disturb Porrick. Well, as he glances over at Avalok, and there's a quick question to Avalok. Do you sleep with your eyes closed? Do you go into trance with your eyes open or your eyes closed?
Oh no, they're closed. No, I don't want to be too creepy.
He glances about his party members, looking at the few around him. He wonders and questions in his mind, how has it come to this? There are so few, and yet our task so great and grim. Glances over at Avalok.
Avalok still was in meditative stance itself with, it seems like he still has his usual garb was upon him, was in his enchanted sort of robes and little symbols was endowed within them. And a gem was it holding that was it a cloak upon his very sort of elven sort of features. His face was very sort of angular and pointed, and grey eyes and grey hair. And then and being so considerable age, but still quite spry, whatever. Observing the darkness with almost like a mind's eye, a third eye. And was it noting was it Tyber and his attempts to not try and move his clanking armor. Like Avalok can still hear this constantly, and he has to take methods to keep within the trance or whatever, but not listen to the occasional clug that would happen. And he sort of spies through the darkness and occasional will-o-wisps and whatever else might glance by whatever things unforeseen by usual eyes. At the same time, was it looking back at the sort of the kindling sort of fires and sort of warms the immediate surroundings. So was it Porrick still sleeping, even after his quite extensive activities against an ogre. Surprise. These humans seem to be a little more useful than first intended. That's alright. I sort of was open my eyes and spy over to Tyber. I was like, I have a question, Tyber.
You hear a slight rustle as he suddenly turns to you. There's no doubt you can tell he's quite on edge. As his eyes wild with something, with concern. Suddenly they grow dim as he relaxes and he realizes, oh, yes, I didn't realize you were awake.
Oh, I'm always awake in some form or fashion. Question. Why do humans are so obsessive with the idea of, heavily armoured within, tough terrain? Seems like a ridiculous quandary they put themselves in.
I glance down at my armor. Look back at you. Frown emanating on my worried brows. You can see my bags under my eyes and the stress. Avalok. 2 days ago, I almost died. Suppose the reason I almost died was because I did not have superior arms and armor upon my person. I do not wish to repeat that same mistake.
The lesson learned.
Days before that, we also took a hideous blow from short sword of Red Brand, if you remember. That not still hurt.
No, it's been mended and far away with a number of other scars I may or may not have. It's only a state of mind.
Heal quick. Good.
It
I'm
must.
not the strongest of my kind. He says, whispering now. He does not wish to wake Park. I'm not the strongest of my kind. I do not heal as quickly.
Well, at least you know you've given me was a good explanation. The fact that you're taking precautions of something yet to befall or he has befallen. I understand this.
No. Says he sighs out. Drawing a little bit closer. So he doesn't have to elevate his voice as much. So he doesn't risking waking Park. Proper precautions would be bringing more of our number than just the 3 of us on such an expedition. That would be a necessary and worthwhile precaution. No, we are undermanned, Avalok. We need to tread carefully.
This is true. Well, can't... Your was a Temple Joaquin, correct? Or why can't you, summon some of your troop or whatever to attend?
I have already sent letters. I am now to wait. However, we cannot wait for them. Longer time is of the essence. Gundren has been taken for almost a week now. His safety is paramount, as well as the location of the map.
Yes, the map. Unfortunately, I'm not... it has been a week within a castle of miscreants and whatever else. I'm not too sure what condition we may see was a Gundren.
It may be dead. It may be... It's an eventuality and a possibility that we must be prepared for. However, still, that map.
True. Something has to benefit us at the end of it, I suppose. And the rest of town, of course. And it's a safety within the forest. But
yes, indeed. It must benefit us all. They're glancing at the fire. The low fires and crackles. Indeed.
Well, I think we've died here too long. Do you want to wake Pork?
So, the order of the last watch was that Porrick took the first watch where the ogre attacked, at which Tiber then exchanged over with him, while Avalok meditated for his rest, and will be able to remain awake without any penalties for the remainder of the evening.
Yeah. But basically, it's now your turn to do the watch.
Oh, it's my turn. Of course, I guess I'll just continue doing what I was doing beforehand. But with less help.
Yeah. If you do go full trance, you're going to have a disadvantage on any kind of perception, but at this point you've meditated to the point where you no longer feel any kind of bodily fatigue or anything.
No,
you feel
people
rested. If you choose, you can study through your spells and change out which spells you have prepared, look over your books, do things like that, if you so choose.
Well, while I'm sort of watching while we do it, sort of sort of the late evening sort of study sort of style while I'm sprawled across the cloak I have was upon the ground with my magical baubles and my spell book itself was flipping through the pages and saying incantations, or was it Elven or whatever. And I imagine that I'm trying to keep it at a low level because I don't want to attract too much attention from the outside and all that. But I imagine people in the camp would hear just slight murmurings occasionally.
May not matter, as I besiege as I come down, rest against a tree now. My back against my pack, trying to rest my head. However, sleep does not come. It lingers on the edge of my grasp, but yet I cannot grasp it as I am so weighed down, so stressed, so worried. The recent attack, and also the fact that I'm wearing armor and I can't sleep in this stuff. I just cannot. My body's not used to it. As I try to doze off, try to sleep, but my eyes still linger awake. A strange dream, a haze of half wakening and half not, but not resting. I will take penalties for rested.
So at this point, do you then take your rest and
Take a rest, and I take out my pendant.
sorry, 1 sec. I've got an aeroplane. I'm so sorry.
The voice keeps speaking of these aeroplanes. I don't understand what kind of magic, what befalls.
We all look up at the sky and we stare around and look.
A dragon!
A dragon, bring it down!
You hear a faint screeching off in the distance, miles and miles away, through the tree line, the horizon, in this realm of trees. You hear, and you can't tell where, as the echoes reverberate off the many trees that make up this thicket. Something lurks out there. It screeches through the sky.
My eyes dart up as I, afraid, terrified for a second that another attack is coming, but then relaxes as I go back to my previous thoughts as I grab the pendant and I whisper prayers to Joaquin. And when sleep does not come, I rummage through my bag and open up that parchment. And I read the words which I wrote down of that dream I had nights ago. I try to meditate on the words in a fevered daze. Snake, the dream, the woman, the golden eyes, the golden hair, the black flames, the horizon, the Phandalin. What does it all mean?
Roll religion with advantage.
Yeah.
We'll have a look into what kind of knowledge you glean.
Alright, so that's a +7 to this roll. So that's a 2, but that's advantage.
Yeah.
Reroll that because I was cocked. 5, so +7, 12 total.
12. So, you know quite obviously that the golden lady you saw in your dream is a representation of Joaquin, who is known as the Golden Lady, and is often portrayed as a glamorous golden being, adorned in a fine dress, jewelry, and silks.
My mind's wander back to the intricately designed paintings and mosaics within the temple Joaquin. I see the similar imagery between what was on those temple glass-stained windows and what I saw in my dream. The connection makes sense.
And you remember your early days in service to the temple, in your formative years. You remember the Rins and the Bahels.
Yes.
All of your superiors shouting at you, or firmly reminding you again what it meant, what the symbols meant, how to look for her influence in the world. The ways
Wrong! Screams out as I get struck across the face. As the stone tablet I hold almost falls,
Yes.
but shattering, I grasp it, my nails scratching against the stone tablet I hold, heavy for my frail form. Yet I do not dare drop it. Should this thing shatter onto the floor, I would be whipped down into the streets like those before me. No, I must be strong here. I must make my tutelage. I am siege now. I am a bondservant to this temple, and it is my responsibility to serve out my sentence.
And
I
you
grasp it. Again! My instructor screams at me.
And you recall
Speak the
what was written on those tablets and those scripts and those texts that were before you in the scrolls of your training and your induction into the temple.
And to this day I remember them as my mouth absent-mindedly mouths the words.
And you remember, and you just struggle. You know that Joaquin has enemies. You know that there are those who actively seek to bring down her name and her temple, her people, her faith.
Mask! the god Mars,
You remember.
the thieves' god.
You think of these other divinities. You think of the demon lords. You think of ancient beings that seek to take her and her domains. And you know that she has been through much. It's only through the strength of people that have managed to protect her from these adversaries. You think back to your vision, and you remember the black flames that scoured, emanating from the Neverwinter Wood, that then spread out along the horizon, the shreds of green fire that came from the Sword Mountains, that met and clashed, mixed and mingled, where the forest meets the mountains. And you remember. In a flash of inspiration, you understand that whatever this symbol from the mountains and the symbol from the that originates from the forest but then spreads across all the land, encircling the mountains. Both of these forces are enemies of Joaquin. And you have that feeling deeply imparted upon you as you reflect on your vision.
That realization, that fevered discovery, that's enlightenment comes surging, cutting through the phase of my foggy, half awake state as I surge forward, my armor clacking suddenly as suddenly Avalok you see surge as like a spasm, like when you fall asleep and suddenly you get a spasm. Something that happens as that comes over type of siege. There's a flurry of emotion as suddenly I grab myself, hold myself, my eyes wide and looking about for a second before, of course, I say loudly, almost waking up Porrick. As makes sense.
What?
I look around and check. I look. I hear the words, but I look about quickly, just looking at the skies. Is it morning now? Is it dawn, or is it still night?
No, it's still night. It's been just moments since you've passed off the watch.
I see.
I mean, you are still yet to sleep or rest. I mean, it's probably been actually 20, 30 minutes as you've been restful, unable to get to sleep, and you've pulled out this parchment, and then there's like no light at the moment, but you're just holding it. It's only about half an hour has passed.
Quickly, Havelock. Read my mind.
What?
Do it!
Are you sure about this?
Do it! Before I lose it!
Very well.
I put up my hand as I try to hold on to the imagery.
Yes!
No, and I walk over and was in commence with elven incantations or whatever, staring directly towards his head, to his skull, and inside his brain or whatever to see what I can peer.
Okay.
Alright.
So, obviously he's allowing you to, so you don't have to roll a saving throw. Obviously, creatures can forfeit that roll at their will. So, the surface thoughts of Siege Tiber.
I would like to quickly add, I am allowing in my surface thoughts. However, there are some thoughts. There is in the back, far back. There are some things I want to resist.
Okay.
For obvious reasons.
And you can, we can roll save.
So we can roll save for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Find out what he's hiding.
Actually, no. Sorry, he would get those surface thoughts for free. If he wants to probe, he has to.
I have to
save.
roll for it.
Okay. But how about as part of the surface thoughts, you can offer things up without a save, and kind of he can access those freely without. Okay. So Avalak, you peer into the mind of Siege Tiber. And while unable to access imagery through this particular means of divination, you do hear kind of these reverberations, these memories, these histories, these echoes, and these thoughts, whether they are his conscience, wait, no, his consciousness or his subconscious. It's all mixed in, and you can browse through these like files in a cabinet, and you're sifting through, and you instantly see that Tiber is currently in deep contemplation, that he had received a vision and is looking for more meaning from this vision, is what you understand as his immediate surface thought. Anything you want to throw in, Tiber, please feel free.
You see a strange maelstrom of a little bit of confusion as well. A sense of a battle going in his head between sheer resistance, sheer complete and utter resistance against against doing this right now. There's a large part of his mind which tells him this is a bad idea. Why are you allowing this elf into your brain? And then again, you're someone who's read minds before, you definitely do know that there is definitely a lot of unpleasantness in people's thoughts. That's to be expected. But then again, it's maybe not. But then again, there's this desperation for grasping at the divine, grasping at trying to find out what he does not understand. This thirst for knowledge, this thirst for understanding, whether and the value of this. As he begins to go over his brain, there's a bit of like a bit of a shaking, a bit of a spasm in this mind reading thoughts as he tries to forcibly bring to the surface the things which he wants you to look at. And it rips and tears into the ethereal threads of his mind space, if you feel it, as suddenly, as if barging forward and ripping apart and splintering the other thoughts and memories. He's trying to force forward this description, of trying to force forward an image. If not that, then a description of the image, and he tries to portray to you the meanings of these words and the meanings of these visions as you're doing. However, as well, in addition, I'll just add this bit at the very back, like a looming closed door. There is an additional resistance in the very, very back, as if it is a guarded keep, a figurative guarded keep, a vault of various things which he does not wish to bring out. However, it is there looming. Get past a few things, but there. It brings forward this overwhelming thoughts and this description of his dream.
And as you peruse these thoughts and understand Tiber's extreme desire for understanding this knowledge that has come to him, you learn that this vision has come to him very recently, and that you hear Tiber's own thoughts and murmurings over the descriptions of the Golden Lady, and you hear him whisper to himself, "Joaquin, it is my lady, it is my patron, my goddess."
Told to me, she awoke me of a dream.
Yes.
I saw the snake thing
Indeed.
flow into Phandalin, the burning black fires on the horizon, the mountains, the gold, the silver, the destruction, the feeling. What was the emotion? The emotion of was it dread, or was it
of when
of the when the Phandalin was basically engulfed by the black flames,
it was of horror. It was of a overwhelming sense of failure, and
a
of
warning.
It absolutely felt like a warning, and you hear Avalak, all of these words and all of these descriptions, and the words are racing so fast through the mind of Tiber that you can nearly have imagery of what is happening. You understand that there was this vast, outstretching plain to the north of Phandalin, or kind of the northeast of Phandalin, where you would see the forest expanse out to the north, and the foothills of the Sword Mountains off to the east, and flames would lick up into the sky in these ethereal and otherworldly colors of a black of a deep blackness, a kind of a plume of all engulfing flame that spread from the forest and outwards and into the surrounding horizon landscape, with green flames licking out from the Sword Mountains, outstretched in some form of not defiance, but almost like an acknowledgement of it. And you see, or you understand that Avalak, that Tiber was had an interaction with a golden lady that he believes, and quite earnestly to be the symbolic representation of his goddess Joaquin, and
It ends.
and I was just going to say, at this point, both Tiber and Avalak feel a new presence at this point.
What's that?
Tiber, you feel the presence of your divine magic, of a divine power that you recognize every time you cast a spell or a prayer in her name. You sense a small presence of Joaquin. You sense that call out to the magic or to the divinity, and you feel it answer back every time you do this. You feel this feeling now.
So I embrace the power, and I realize, I say absent-mindedly, I look at you, Avalok, as you staring at my mind. You're staring through things, but you see my eyes, a light and gold and light and righteous, holy zealot fury. I look at you with stark eyes. Suddenly there's power there, and I say, leave now. Do it. Be out of my mind before.
So, what do you say? What are you attempting to do?
I'm basically trying to force him out now of my mind space before this power surges and potentially hurts me, and hurts him. I don't
Okay,
know.
so you're attempting to resist. What are you attempting to resist? This new presence, or the
Oh no,
read mind
I'm
spell?
completely giving myself to the
He's
presence.
giving himself over
I'm
just in
now-
case it doesn't explode and kill us all, basically.
Yeah, I'm trying to now warn him and trying to get the message out to Avalok to leave now, because this is coming.
Because of this presence?
Yes.
Avalak, before you're able to react or anything,
Mm.
you actually hear a voice. You hear... Mage, please help this one. Although he does not know it, our church is under attack. You must help this one. I cannot speak for long. And Tiber, you are able to barely hear this in your mind. It's almost as if you're being used as a conduit or a connection.
Echo. I don't hear the words exact, but I get a feeling of them, and maybe like a little bit
and
of
you
vibration.
do sense that this is an ally to you, Tiber. And you do hear
Who?
you do hear, I am Prophet Ashra of the Wakana.
See.
I have received a vision, as this one has. Something stirs in Phandalin and in the surrounding region. Please, use your power and do what you can.
Hmm.
It's only if you... And then...
I push him out.
And then...
There's an explosion of energy of white light suddenly comes out.
Do you attempt to push Avlak out?
Yeah, I can do. Like
Okay.
I was.
Avlak, do you
I was
attempt
understanding.
to remain
Yeah.
perusing, or do you
Well,
withdraw?
What the sort of what I can with my mind, because it sort of interprets it, sort of slightly sort of different to what I was still within this sort of whirling sort of maelstrom or something, and with with the prophet in front and the whirling powers within and all that. I attempt to stand my ground against this apparent power to understand it further. There's something beyond this, and I want to understand.
Tiber attempts to save against Avlak's probing effect of mind reading.
Okay,
So-
I already rolled that earlier, so that's a 6 plus. What would be? Oh yeah, wisdom save.
It's a wisdom save, I believe.
Okay.
Avlak, what does it say on the spell?
It's wisdom. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a total of 10. So I don't think I do it. With the 10 total.
Then,
10? Does that beat your spell? That probably wouldn't beat your spell DC.
No spell
Avlak?
DC. What's it
Okay,
called?
so the way I'll do this is normally, when this is done in combat, it would be like you get 6 seconds before the next save, more or less, because that's how it would go in like rounds of combat. So, as you've managed to probe and remain within this,
Feel a force of energy trying to push you out. It's
you
trying to
do
cut the
feel
connection.
strong resistance.
But
You managed to cling on for now.
pulling on the threads. The threads are slowly unweaving, but you're still able to read them. You're still able to manipulate them to your will. Perhaps you don't know how long you'll be able to continue to keep this gate open, but for now you have to access.
That presence, right before Tiber had attempted to push you out, that presence had actually cut off and disconnected mid-sentence.
It's gone now. We're still within this sort of maelstrom or whatever. So I was like, I made it was like when within this maelstrom, sort of golden light power, whatever, and the prophets disappeared or whatever. Now I'm just sort of in almost like a desert during a sandstorm.
Well, and in this, there is silence for a moment before you both receive a strong visual image of just of the section of a face halfway up the nose and halfway to the top of the forehead, the eye amount of a golden face immediately opening with bright white eyes and golden irises before it fades and disappears. You see the flash of an awakening of a golden face and golden eyes.
To shield my face as it happens.
There's a visual in your minds. And now again, if you attempt to stay reading Tiber's mind,
Well, I suppose we can ask what it would like to.
yeah,
He
are you
still has
attempting?
access,
Are you attempting to? You still have access to your spell. Are you attempting to remain probing or do something else?
No, I certainly do. No, I sort of remain after this has intrigued me greatly.
Okay, what are you attempting to find out? Ask a question or...
Right. So I know who the prophet is.
Ask if he's going to cheat on his wife with the apple lady.
as I hear this like murmuring,
scene.
like what ideas within itself, what I'm like, no, what am I thinking? No. Ridiculous quandaries. No, I must ask. I was up here. Was it through sort of this maelstrom sort of desert at that sort of guarded fortress gate, sort of vast and menacing as it is or whatever.
Okay.
Could put to look and I tend to was asking inside you.
Sorry?
What's inside his inner thoughts or whatever is portrayed as like a
Okay.
giant gate.
So, I'll bring up the wording of the spell, just because I think you've got to try and be finding out one particular thing. I don't think you can get the whole stash. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, I
I can
wouldn't be
answer
able
that
to.
question. I can answer
Yeah.
that question.
Yeah. So,
What are you?
I guess go ahead and roll the wisdom save. And
But I failed it. I failed it.
no,
with
no, you
6.
do it
Do another
each.
one.
Do another one?
Each
Okay.
probe, there's a new wisdom save.
Oh, okay.
Yep,
No worries.
Every time I try,
What's the spell called, Rue, again?
It is called. What's
Is
it
it
called?
detect
Detect
thoughts?
thoughts.
Read thoughts.
Detect thoughts.
What? Detect thoughts.
Yep.
Yeah.
13 total.
Oh well, that's the same as my DC. So.
So he would save if it's the same.
Yeah, it's the same. Oh, that's
As a
right.
bit of
Yeah.
as a bit of a tie off, I suppose.
Yeah, I'll give you license to divulge
Yeah.
what you will and close off as you because you've effectively have saved, but do what you will.
So after this, the probe ends.
Yeah, 'cause you
Okay,
saved
so
it.
cool. Okay. So cinematically, you stand before the great looming dark fortress / door. Try to probe into, find exactly, ask the question, "What are you?" A voice. Sounds like seizures, but then again, it's something different. Maybe it's 10 of him speaking at the same time in a low-pitched voice. Hear the words, "That which is not for your eyes." It closes, shuts, and the mind space evaporates into nothingness.
I
As,
quickly leave this darkness.
As then now everything goes back to normality. Your eyes adjust, and my eyes adjust. You see my eyes looking at yours, and then
Cool, man.
my eyes wide, and then they grow heavy, and I slump forward, exhausted, and pass out.
Yeah. Okay. Just as a note, upon exiting that state, the messages and the words and the meaning conveyed through you by the prophet Ashra, that memory catches up with you, if that makes sense. Upon waking, you will have memory of those words she spoke.
Oh,
Just
that's
as a note to
yeah.
Tiber.
Oh, yeah.
And to both of you, but
Yeah.
to Tiber.
Yeah,
And maybe just add a tiny bit at the end of that, as soon as you hear the words, "This is not for your eyes," and he at the end of that, barely audible but a sinister, hate-filled elf, and then it ends.
Hey.
Just like a deep sinister.
As you when we go to access the normal world, not within the Melon's Eye, you sort of sleep collapse or whatever, and I just quickly sort of move. Still, actually visibly sort of fatigued myself because old twist is trying to go through your mind for some reason. Quickly sort of grab you as you sort of fall down and sort of place you on the ground or whatever, and sort of look at you and look at towards Tiber for a moment. Like, you were more than I thought.
And Rue,
Hmm.
do you have proficiency in Arcana?
Yes, I do.
Tiber, do you?
I believe I do. Let me just quickly check.
That's more,
No, I don't.
no. I believe you did.
I have 5.
Go ahead and roll your Arcana.
No, what it is. Oh, fuck me. Oh, God, so I get 6. Oh, my fucking God.
You're reflecting on some of the imagery within the dream, but at this point in time, it doesn't come to you. You believe that perhaps you need time to reflect and meditate upon the symbols and the things that you have seen.
Seeing
For
through
some
a
reason, the
conduit.
apple
to make
lady
sense
just
of
keeps on
this.
coming back in your head. You don't know why.
Stupid, sexy Flanders.
I don't understand. It just the visible sort of fatigue from this or whatever, considering that I just peered into someone who is quite guarded, so it's quite hard to sort of dive into their sort of mind. But at the same time, them as a conduit for their apparent profit, that's even more so fatiguing and suspicious, but also intriguing.
That seething undercurrent, that tinge of a deep, ancient hatred. uncomfortableness on the
A
horizon.
murmur.
Just a little bit of that. Maybe that caught you off guard just a second.
For a
Causing you
second.
causing you to maybe not remember. We'll see.
Okay. And at this point, we'll cut away back to Osborne. Unless there's any additional things you want to quickly do while you're in the camp.
No. I think I'm just going to go
Okay.
back and meditate on my thoughts.
Osborne, you have been riding for the remainder of the day, and you have caught up to the Cragmore hideout. You immediately see no sign of your companions. It is now dark.
Okay. Is my horsey tired?
Your horsey's fine.
Cool.
Sally's a tough lady.
We're gonna ride through the night. I'm just looking on my sheet now to see if I've got anything that can help me with survival. Would that help from tracking?
Yeah, it would absolutely.
That help with
Especially, and it's quite dark, so you may need to get your light source for yourself.
I've got a torch in my backpack.
To have a look around. So, well, atop Sally, yeah, and actually just quickly roll an animal handling as well.
Okay. 1d 20. 7.
You've had some trouble with Sally, and
Considering my legs
you
barely
are
get
feeling
over her back.
quite exhausted, and
Okay.
and this ride has been tough on you.
As I jump down off Sally and look at her with a little bit of remorse, and she stares back at me with a big eye.
And as soon as your feet hit the ground, you feel this deep ache of neglect in your legs. Like you feel that ache finally catch up, all that hard riding up in your groin. You're gonna need to lie down sometime soon.
Okay. I start to massage my thigh and then stop and take out a torch from my backpack, and I'm gonna light it. And then I'm going to search for tracks to see where they went.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna take some time. Go ahead and roll a survival check around the site. Okay.
Me.
Well, what does that total to?
15.
15. Okay. Well, good. That's what you needed. You're going around. You're kind of leading Sally around, and you do see some fresh horse prints that have come through this way in the same direction from that you have arrived in. Perhaps only just a few hours ago. 3 hours ago, 4 hours ago. It's hard to tell. But they do look fresh, freshly turned dirt, still, and you kind of put your hand in, and you do feel this dirt is still quite damp. It has a bit of moisture to it. It's not kind of dried out by the sun, so it would have been freshly turned. And you see them on quite multiple sets. It looks to be 3 or 4 horses.
Cool.
And you follow it through the underbrush, and you continue to follow it for about 20 minutes or 30 minutes, and roll a quick perception. What does it total to?
+2 on that. What was that? 9, 11?
11. You get slight traces of a foul stench in the air, and you're not sure exactly what this is. At this point, Avalak, go ahead and roll perception.
Sure. Fucking hate roll 20 at the moment. Well,
I roll for insight to see if there's any touched trees around.
That's less of an insight. Insight's an interpersonal thing, so looking into like the feelings of another person. You can go ahead and roll survival, I think, or nature. Like I would say survival actually, if you're looking for like disturbed trees.
There is as well. We're gonna have a
24.
low fire going.
Okay.
I got 24 for survival for barred touched trees.
Yeah, so you do see like along your way on this trail a few a few snapped twigs, a little brushes against bark, and things like that. And the freshly turned dirt continues and continues, and you're about 200 meters further down. You see it continue, and almost like a fresh, like a what may have been a light track has been further beaten into a now more serviceable path with the addition of all of these, which you presume to be multiple horses, have more or less beaten out down some of the underbrush into a more easily traversable path as you head towards this clearing, and you see a low light in a clearing up ahead. It's about 80 meters off, maybe 70. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, bad touch trees. You did not notice at this
Okay.
point.
I didn't feel drawn to any of the trees or anything around. Cool.
Not particularly.
Alright. So I can see can I see the low light of the campfire, or just where
You
the
do
horses
see
are?
a low light of a campfire.
Okay, cool.
Very, very dim though, but it's very quite, because of the contrast in the midst of the night, it's quite easy to discern.
Okay, I'm going to try and stealth over to there to find out
Okay.
if it is my friends or if it's someone
Okay.
following them or whatever.
Okay. Do you manage to? Are you going to?
I'm going to put out my light. I'm not going to
Okay,
go
you
stealth
put your
with
light
my
out.
light.
Do you have dark vision of any kind?
I have good vision at night.
Do
Like,
you have?
like in the dark, but not
do you have
dark
a
vision,
class
not
feature?
absolute dark vision.
Oh, do you have dim light vision? What does your
Dim.
feature say? What does it
Dim.
say?
Dim.
Dim
What does
light.
it say on your character sheet?
Dim.
No, like, is there
Dim
anything
light.
else?
No.
Okay, I'm just wondering where you got this from. I'm just trying to figure out if you've got, because usually there's. How do we do it? Do we take the? I think we took a. Do you know where we got it from?
Yeah, I'm just about to type it to you because it's a secret.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, no, not important. I'll say that for this you can go ahead and just roll your stealth.
Okay.
Yeah, add your stealth.
8. 8
Total of 8. In the dark, you're coming through the underbrush as you lead Sally through by hand and slowly inching forward. When you're about, say 30 meters off, you crunch a stick in the most awful way, which also spooks Sally a little. And Avalak, with your perception of 10, you are able to hear and notice a noise coming from behind you, about 100 feet behind you, as you snap around and you see. What's your dark vision range?
Well, I cast
So-
magic missile.
What?
Yeah,
What's happening?
We're just like
Who's going?
doing-
Yeah.
But I'm filling in, so it's okay. I cast magic missile and all that.
Do you?
Yes, of course.
Do it.
Okay.
See if
So
they hit me.
you turn around, you see a half humanoid shape and a large horse shape
Oh Christ!
in the
More of
darkness.
them.
100 feet behind you.
I turn my hands outwards.
And at what level are you casting this?
Max level. I fling my hands forward and I speak the ancient tongue of the elven gods. For magic. I cast magic. Yeah.
I'm just trying to think here. Detect Thoughts, I think, was a second level spell. I'm not sure if
Okay.
he's got another. May not have
Slot.
another.
You can ask him. He's back now.
I'm
Where
like,
are you
I
trying to
took
kill me?
Avlark, are
I
you
took
back?
control of you.
back.
You're casting
Oi!
magic
Okay,
missile.
so you've just cast magic missile at a noise you heard in the darkness behind you, as you heard, and then snapped around to see a half-humanoid figure and a horse figure off in the distance, roughly 100 feet behind you, coming down a path towards your clearing.
I would have just cast
Attempting
light to
to
see what the fuck it was, but but yeah, alright, let's go with the magic missile.
So, magic missile was apparently cast at 2nd level.
That face is beautiful.
What is the range and damage?
Oh,
that
fucking
you
long
need to
way,
roll?
120 feet, and the damage on it. Oh, hang on. Oh my god. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you.
Rude. Yes, you are.
See? Oh, let me just.
When you're in control of this spell, you can choose where they go to. You can direct the.
Oh, that's not the point. He
Bolt
just used one of my
separately,
fucking
like-
2nd level slots, motherfucker. It's expensive because I'm doing the dosh. Alright, so it doesn't have it there for some reason. So I imagine, or was it a 1d?
So magic missile should be it's 3 1d. At first level it's 3d4 plus 3. At 2nd level I think it's 4d4 plus 4. Or I'm absolutely crazy.
I thought it was 1d4 plus 1 the force damage. The first level.
I think it's per dart. I think at first level you get 3 darts. I think.
Oh, yeah, so
I'll bring the spell up.
No, yeah, and then I get like I get an
Magic
extra
missile.
dart for each.
Yeah, you create 3 glowing darts of magical force. Each dart deals 1d4 plus 1.
Yep.
So if you cast first level, it would be 3d4 plus 3. At 2nd level, it's 4d4 plus 4.
44.
But you can split it up.
Oh, no.
Yep. Cool.
You kill Sally. That one's gonna be pissed.
Oh, reasons for in order, and then I put in. Oh, I just put the extra. It's on that, so.
4 plus 0.
So that's
Another
2 plus
one.
1. The first dart
First one.
That's
does
6?
does 3. So the first bolt does 3 damage.
10 damage. Second bolt does.
So just add 1 to all of them.
Yeah, 4 damage.
3 damage, 4 damage. You get 4 bolts in total.
Yep. 2 damage.
That's 2 damage.
And then 1 more. 4 damage.
4 damage.
Okay.
Those are the. No wait, Yep, no, that's right.
Yep.
Those are the damages.
Okay, so firing into the darkness. Can I see what do I? What's the?
So you
what's the deal?
heard a twig snap, which
Twig snap.
prompted you to a twig snap, and a horse gets spooked a little and kind of go.
Well,
shake itself off a bit, be a little frightened in the darkness, not seeing
And me
what's
going,
moving,
"Shh."
and you go. Shh.
right.
And
so,
Trying to calm it down.
What's the range on your dark vision?
the range of my it's immense, but I think of it. I shall quickly look.
From memory, I think it was 60 feet, but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'm
I don't know
not
whether
sure if it's
they've changed
60
them
or greater.
Transfer to blah blah. Where the fuck it is? Oh, no, here we go. So, 60 feet. Yeah.
Yeah, so
cool.
and with the tree cover, you get a little bit of light from your campfire and just the moon and the stars, but with the amount of tree cover you're in, you do have a decent vision, I would say dim vision, of the clearing, but he's down the path a little, and so he's covered in darkness at this point. You can only barely make out a shape, unable to discern features, and you just hear a shh and a horse noise, a twig snap. You turn around and he's 100 feet, so about 35 meters down that path that you came down.
Right. So, well, within that sort of direction, I find, the first 2 bolts sort of gliding either side of the actual path itself. So further towards the tree line, like on either side, but sort of zooming, more warning shots. The third one though, the two damage one, all that directly where I can hear the shh sort of noise.
Okay.
Itself, or whatever, and
So- yep.
and the fourth one itself, what is like hitting in front, like directly on the path itself, or around that sort of location where I can sort of hear the horse and stuff like that.
Okay, so you shoot the 2 off as a kind of like a warning, then 1 straight into the entity that you heard that noise, and then the 4th one kind of in front to kind of halt any progress or kind of as an additional warning.
Yep.
Okay. Osborne, go ahead and mark off 2 points of force damage.
I'm gonna
Dante.
roll reaction and take a catch missile.
It's magic
Deflect
missile, motherfucker. Can't do it.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
I will just check. I do not believe you can catch a spell. I think it's only ranged projectiles. I'll double check the wording, but I'm
Deflect
fairly sure
missiles.
that's the case.
You can use your reaction to deflect or catch the missile when you are hit by a ranged weapon attack. Damn!
Yep.
Yeah. So that was
Weapon
definitely
attack.
not a weapon
Yeah,
attack.
that's definitely not a weapon attack.
It's a laser
You put your
thing.
hand out, and instantly it is
Instinctively to try and
slashed
catch
across.
something and...
Slashed across with a magical force. And you now have a slashed hand attempting to catch magic. You feel that you must train harder.
I'll mark off too. Oh, is something that Morthos gave me going to come into play here? I have no idea what he gave me before I ran away.
No.
Just out of curiosity.
It's worn off by now.
Okay, cool. I'll
although-
mark off 2 points of damage.
Yeah, sorry, we should have added that to your first animal handling roll. It more or less blessed you. But it's a 1 minute spell. We've done very little. But
Okay.
it's a gesture, you know?
It's a gesture. Yeah,
He wants to
it's a
help.
gesture. Cool.
Okay, you've just been hit. Do you want me to roll up some initiative? How are we doing this?
Yeah, sure.
Do you
Roll up
do you
some
move
initiative.
forward? Do you move forward? What do you do?
60.
You see a figure stand up, kind of mutter some words in an ancient code and script with a hand gesture, clutching a staff in one hand, stand up and kind of against the silhouette of a small fire behind him, just smouldering embers. Clutch out, and you hear things whiz past you, objects slamming into the trees with insane force. And one of such things whipping into your hand, kind of slashing it and cutting your hand.
I looked down at my hand and ah!
And you hear this,
extremely
Avalok.
disappointed
You hear, ah!
that I didn't catch.
As soon as I hear, that,
Do you potentially recognize that voice?
I just
Roll intelligence.
oh,
Roll perception.
okay,
Even say roll charisma, even.
okay. I was gonna do something different. Okay. Right, so 7. My charisma's like 1. I think it is.
Okay.
Yep, it's 1. Yep. So,
Yeah,
8.
you're not sure. This is a grunt.
Just a grunt, and can I? Well, I call out in the darkness, and I suggest you move no further, whoever you are.
Okay. And Osborne, you hear this, and
I turn to roll
you do
perception.
hear the voice of Avalok call out.
Aw.
I suggest you move no further, and that is unmistakably Avalok with a sentence like that.
And catch the missile again.
I clench my hand like there's the blood's on it now. Like, ow. Hold That's you.
Oh, you're the little one. Oh, come here, Osborne. Or I suppose I'll have to heal you now. And your horse,
The
nag.
horse is like freaking out behind me. my animal handling.
Roll a
is
quick
shit.
animal handling. Roll
Yep.
animal handling.
Roll animal handling.
Sally
Rolling
is
it.
a needy
Sally,
bitch.
God damn it, Sally.
Oh no, Sally's a bitch.
She starts rearing up and kicking, and you just kind of like go ahead
I'm
and
gonna
roll a
hit in the back
dexterity
with one of
saving
these
throw.
moves.
Go ahead and roll a dexterity saving throw. DC 10.
Oh wait, mate, I got +5 on that because
Okay,
that's
okay,
my
yeah.
saving.
You manage to
15.
dodge a horse kick. Sally kind of just goes, and it's like
I
running
give Sally a quick
around,
slap
up and
on the
down,
face.
and
And I'm gonna give Sally a
What-
quick slap on the face as an unarmed attack.
so do you attempt to stay within range of this thrashing and kicking horse?
Yeah, I'm going to like use my dexterity save to like dodge over the
Okay,
or under
so-
this.
So
under the
so you
wagon.
dodge the
I'm gonna
initial
slap
kick.
her.
Make an attack roll.
Hey,
Mate.
what the fuck be going on there?
And so you wake up, Parig is going, oh, what fucking horses.
I just turn back.
Let me hit the
Still
damn
unconscious.
box.
It's fine.
roll-
Just calm.
Roll. If you attempt to
Wonder
strike
attack.
Sally, roll your attack with proficiency. You're very, very proficient with your hands.
God damn it! Okay, so I got 3 plus 5 on that. 8. I got 8.
Eight.
Horse.
Avalok, by a horse, bitch! What's going on over there?
It's
My
fine.
balls.
Nothing happened.
Actually,
we're dealing with the situation as
Actually,
we speak.
yeah, Tiber, would you like to control Parig as he is under contract with you?
Sure. And I'm
Cool.
unconscious, so yeah.
Okay, that'd be great. So you kind of slap around, flail. Unfortunately, like a foot comes out, like one of the hooves, and just kind of smacks your hand away, your cut hand, and you're like, fuck! You've now got this cut and now horse kicked wrist, and it's feeling you're not going to hit so well with that without a good rest. Maybe bracing it, I think, would be a good idea. As Sally is now thrashing, roll one last animal handling attempt.
Come on, Nat 20.
What's the total?
Plus 2. Don't know what I rolled. 11. 13.
We need more light in here, and he starts throwing up stuff on the fire, creating a big
Roll
fire.
initiative.
Burn
And
them.
with the now increase in the fire, the panic of this horse has now reached critical mass, and Sally fucking bolts.
Avalok,
is
stay
gone.
back! It's a demon!
Oh,
She's
it's
gone.
perfectly fine. Just calm down.
Now see Sally go,
The horse is screaming.
gallops off into the night, gallops off back home towards home. I'm
I
sure you'll hear
stand there
about
with
that
my
later.
cut hand bleeding, blood on the ground, confused as fuck, without clutching my hand and kind of rubbing my bloody hand that I'm clutching on my face of where this hoof just hit me, and just like
He's stealing our horses!
No.
He's stealing our horses,
He's
Avalok!
not.
Quick,
They're
quick.
not our horses.
At him!
Oh.
I draw my short sword. And I
And
speak into the night.
as soon as he does that, as soon as he draws the short, so I can't sleep on him. Like, quite.
Go ahead.
Yeah. And this is DC was no, this is the sleep well allowed the DC.
So- Yeah. So go ahead and roll your sleep. What does he have to do to save?
It's it's just a wisdom one. I'm pretty sure.
That's a 9, but I don't think he
Nine.
has. I don't know his character sheet, but that's a 9.
I've-
Oh wait, no, I don't
okay.
roll. Whoops, I don't know. It's just my DC
Okay.
like the other one. So 13 has to be 13.
Oh no, you don't. I don't think you have to roll, Rue, because you've got your DC is already set based off your
Yeah, no, I fucked up. That's what I meant. No, I've already got the. So
all
it has
good.
to be 13 and it'd be 9. So yep, it didn't.
And what kind of save does he have to do?
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
He has to be 13.
That's
And
to
what
be
did you
13.
roll? What did you roll,
Nine.
Tiber? 9. He's only got a +1 to
He's
his
on the
wisdom
floor.
save. So he and depending on how the spell goes, you can choose to affect more creatures if you wish.
No, just him.
Okay, just him.
Just him.
Alright.
Like the horse is already pissed off, so I
I
can't get
draw
around.
my.
That would be so funny if the
He
horse.
draws
Was
his sword, and then suddenly.
And I just say,
Describe it
until us
one
what
time.
else, and then down.
yeah.
Drops.
Actually, sorry,
I'm
Rue.
gonna
I
minus
do,
the Mustang Sally off my.
Rue, I do
equipment.
need you to roll 5d8.
Oh, 5d8. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
just to check that you're able to pull this off.
Oh, it has to be just health or something.
You
Yeah,
click,
I remember.
if it helps, you can just click the D8 button and hit 5 on that.
Five.
Oh! There you go.
Cool. So,
I gotta go there.
yes,
there we
you
go.
do manage to put Parig to sleep.
Alright, you can describe what happens as you.
As he
Yeah,
draws
just-
his short sword in the frantic madness that this poor creature human is or whatever, I instantly does it sweep around or whatever, and it was a cast like, you sleep now and you do not move or make the situation any worse. And he just drops, he just clunks.
Yep. He just drops.
Yep.
He unsheathed his short sword, but then it just flies out of his hand as
Yeah, he
his
just-
body collapses mid height as the spell takes effect. He slops down to the, almost missing the fire as he flops down to the
Oh, that could be
raging
another one.
fire, snoring loudly.
Oh.
And right as he drifts off, he's like, "And what about Mary and Mary? They're trying to get our horses." And you
Joining Siege Tiber as he is still asleep.
slumbers uncomfortably in a
Slumbers.
fitful, exhausted state,
I'm
almost forcefully
thoroughly
put to
pissed
sleep.
off in the woods, and I kill it more. I shake my hand, my fist at the direction of Sally. Kill it more, take you, Sally.
Osborne, are you still there? As I call the call.
Curses!
Oh yes, he is still there.
I plod over, pushing bushes aside. Over the
Fire
direction of your
rages,
voice.
extreme heat.
And I look up. I assume that I find you, and I look up to you and say, "Thanks."
My apologies, Osborne. I'm a little phased and frantic at the moment. As you can see, our compatriots have kind of as you humans, oh, you're not even human. I don't know what I'm saying at the moment. They are asleep, okay? They are asleep, and I need to tend to your hand, okay, I suppose.
I look over at Boric asleep in the fire and kind of mention towards him first, like, do you think he needs help before my hand?
No, he's perfectly and utterly fine as he is. He will not move, he will sleep. Where is your hand?
I put out my hand.
And I just grab it. Just, yeah, alright, fine, and all that.
You lift me 5 feet off the ground.
Yeah, so I was like, you stay right there, and I'm sort of looking around, looking for, it's like, I need to clean it first or whatever. Oh, fine, I just delve, I imagine it sounds like a canteen of, like, water or
Yeah,
something.
you have a water skin, I
Yep.
believe, within your
The nearest
pack.
one is Siege's.
Control
Unattended.
water, motherfucker. Or shape water, so. And as it sort of, like, pops off, was at the top of it, and the water sort of, like, seeps out or whatever, and it's like this, out this, like, low bowl thing or whatever, and it just slaps right into into Osborne's hand, cleaning it and limiting sort of the blood. It's like, fine. Do you have bandages or something? While still holding.
I've got a tattered shirt in my backpack that can be used as bandages. Yes.
Fine, that's fine. And I just instantly sort of reach around and grab it out of your back, and I imagine some of your things come out. As
Avalok, roll a quick straight intelligence check.
Oh, okay. Intelligence. That's 11, and then with intelligence, I get 3 more. 14.
14? Oh, it's just shy. I'll say, you do remember that Colleen Alderleaf had given a couple of herbs and poultices, and you can't remember which saddles they were in.
I sort of mute for a second there. Oh, never mind. No, disregard or whatever. Was it still attempt to? Was a rap? Was Osborne's hand with his dirty cloth rag
Hey,
shirt?
I brought it. It was.
Oh,
today.
never mind. You shut up. I'm trying to heal you, and I sort of wrap it or whatever, and then I plod you back down. It's like, my greatest apologies for any transgressions. As you can see, not everything has gone exactly to plan. But it's good that you're here. I'm sure when he awakes, peering over, he'll be quite happy for your presence.
Roll medicine.
Roll medicine.
Fucking damn it. Oh, why? Why you vex me? And there was
What is
a
going
5.
on?
I get 5.
I lose 2 health points.
You managed to not further wound this halfling. However,
It doesn't help
It's-
me either.
it's unclear to see how much benefit this treatment has actually done it, besides the initial cleaning that the control water was able to provide for the
I
wound.
clench my
Which
hand
was already a
and-
fairly clean wound from, being
Imagine-
up in the air and straight arcane force.
I tried to
It's just
catch.
kind of washed some blood off.
Yeah, it's more than anything else. I didn't
like-
want the blood on myself, and I'm picking up this.
I
Cool.
clench my hand and slowly say, "Thanks." Still unknowing if it actually helped me or not.
Yeah, no, both of you are just going like, well, I hope this helps. At this point, is it a good time to take a quick break for water and little things.
Yes.
I would like to refill mine and
I'm gonna redo my tea as well.
Very cool.
cool. We'll take a quick break. So, have a luck. You've just tended to the hand wound of Osborne and have seen this light brown horse dash off into the night. Looking up at the sky, you can tell the sun will come up in a few hours, and it may be best for you to return to your restful watch, as no doubt you will need your rest, given the hysterics of the night.
I say to Osborne, Osborne, I'm currently the one on watch, but if you wish to keep alive or rest, either which one, feel free to do so. And I suspect occasionally check these two. Like, the one I cast Sleep Upon should be alright, or maybe his porous fire might burning up. I'm saying that's the worst thing in the world. And Tiber over there probably needs to be rolled over before he swallows his own tongue. But do it as your discretion. Yeah. I sort of walk over and plant myself down again.
I nod and I say, like, as I readjust myself and rub my thigh a little bit, I say, yes, sleep is what I need right now. Nodding, I go take out of my backpack my bedroll, and what else have I got here? And 1 day of rations. I might eat, and I might go nap time.
Yeah, you've had a hard day riding, and your legs and your hand are very sore.
Alright, so now 11 days of rations.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't want to print, I want to save.
As the night passes, you slowly and gradually start to see some light filter into the forest floor. You start to see these early hours of the morning roll in as you do rest and meditate in the way that you do while remaining awake. The morning comes and you start to see a few and start to hear the few flutterings of the forest come to life, little creatures, and the murmur of the wind passing through the trees. There's probably still some time, a little amount of time before the others will awaken, and you do feel well rested, and that call of the weave now feel more resoundingly full at your fingertips, as a mechanic speak, a second of 2 levels of spell slots have returned to you. And you also again tune yourself with the threads of fate and your own perception of space, time, and how the weave, the fate of the world, and these day-to-day happenstance are all connected as you meditate upon what may be around the corner today. Go ahead and roll your own d20s as well for today's Dice of Fate.
Dice of Fate.
Dun dun dun.
As you breathe in and you breathe out the fortunes of the world at your beck and call.
I can roll. There we go.
Cool.
Oh, that's right. I'm gonna give him D.
Sorry, I was eating. And the morning comes, and the lot of you awaken.
The great lion-like yawn comes from sea Fiber as he wakes up, along with Porrick. Both humans wake up, pushing the grass-stained cheeks on their faces as they apparently slept face first, both of them in the grass of the forest. as both these humans go about their business, not even talking about the night prior as they just wake up. Finally, it is morning. And just a quick question to GM.
Mhm.
Would I be rested from night prior? Because I did fall asleep my armor. But
Yeah.
I'm rested? Okay. So Siege Tiber stretches in slightly rickety joints of his armor, but manages to stand up. Wow. Beautiful morning, blessed by Joaquin. Let us break some fast. Spark! Tiber, start cooking up that pot stew. We will leave within the hour. That be fine there, Tiber. I'm gonna go check on Mary and Mary. Yes, be quick about it. I'll be quick about it, eh? He lingers, glancing over at Tiber, slightly scowling, and lingers towards his short sword in a sudden fit of repressed anger, but finds out, my sword. What?
You best take that with you as Alphi sort of speaks up, still with his eyes that are closed or whatever, but directed towards Porter.
He looks at you and he squints at you for a second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. What? Where's my sword? What happened last night?
Nothing.
Oh, the horse
Everything
thing.
is fine.
Where's the
No.
sword?
And I get up from my meditation. There was no
God.
thief. There was no horse anymore. Everything is fine. Attend to Mary and Mary, if you will.
Then where? And then they both realize Osborne just sitting where he's sitting there.
With a bandage on my hand and a hoop shape on my head.
Oh. Osborne! By Siege strides over to you energetically in his strength in his arms. Osborne, it is good to see you. He bends down and clasps you by the shoulder.
I wake up with a start.
Where did you come from? It's be Osborne over
I
there.
instinctively
Indeed, yes,
punch.
Siege. Yeah.
I instinctively punch at whatever woke me up.
All right.
Roll attack with disadvantage.
Where is D20? There it is. Roll 1D20. Oh god.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
you swing
The
it
punch,
kind of
the
timed.
punch. The punch hits the metal against the scale mail, hurting your hand just
I get
slightly.
9.
Reverberating, yeah. Reverberates slightly. As like, but still, even that just shocks Siege Tiber as like as a darting strike. It's kind of like,
And you see that
Yeah.
fear-inducing fist of Osborne the Furious.
calm yourself.
As I hit him, I realize that it's just Siege, and in attempt to cover the fact that he just scared the living daylights out of me and I tried to kill him, I'm going to like pat his armor to make it sound like it was deliberate.
I clasp you on the shoulder.
Hello.
It is good to see you. It is so good to see you.
I somewhat,
When did you come? You arrived here by
somewhat
night.
startled
Surely.
still. I like rub the sleep from my eye and
Yeah, and just being
Try and
assaulted by
stand up.
questions.
I'm just like,
Did you see the horse thief there, Osborne?
I look confused at Podrick, and
Wait,
I
I'll be
slowly
back. I
turn
need to go
back.
check on Mary.
I slowly turned back
He
to
just runs off.
Siege and said, I arrived last night atop Sally.
Sally. Is that the horse thief? Where is this horse thief you speak of?
What?
Oric,
No.
where is this horse thief?
I'm
Mary
left
be
there
okay there, Siege. Mary be okay here. And Mary, the other Mary too. I have an egg. What horse thief is going?
There's
Unlock.
no
Wait.
horse thief. I have said this.
Then
There
what
was
is Oric talking about?
Fork is a madman who needs to just attend his people And I go off in a huff. I've had enough. I'm going for a walk.
I'm confused, and I say to Siege,
Well,
"Horse thief?" With a question.
I beats me.
I give a shrug.
Regardless, it is fine to have you with us, my good friend. Indeed. Well, I was worried about you. We were called after you when we were about to leave. You managed to find us. It is so good, so good. You see a smile on my broad face, unshaven though.
I look a little bit
Slightly
scared, slightly creeped
re-energized.
out that this old man is smiling at me. And
Oh man, I'm telling you.
and, I'm just like, yeah.
Come, let us break fast, Osborne. You must be hungry, as am I, huh? Avalock, will you be eating?
No,
Unlock!
no. And I'm still walking off.
Well, for us then, eh, Osborne? Where's Pork? Pork! Quick be about it! The porridge!
So, did he say that he found an egg?
Huh? You found an egg?
Did Pork
I
say he
found
found
an egg from Mary over here!
Mary the chicken had laid an egg overnight.
Pork! Can I
With
cook
all the
egg?
excitement, it was a surprise she didn't pop two out.
Yes, it's over here. He comes gently in his both hands, gently holding this delicate egg. Here, it's over here. And he gently gives it to you.
I
The
take
egg,
the
fresh, warm still.
egg. God. I take the egg and pull out my iron pot from my backpack. And I'm going to put it on the fire and I'm going to cook this egg.
Indeed, as we prepared, as a
gonna
siege
boil
time,
this
we
egg.
continues to boss Pork about making porridge. And no doubt, Pork is seething with hatred against being ordered around by this energized, annoying old man in the words of Osborne. As we go about eating our breakfast, or as Siege Tiber says grace, blessing the food of Joaquin, completely oblivious, not remembering the events of the past, not thinking about it, strangely, as they go about their merry day in this in this forest. That's all scene, unless anyone else wants to take it away. Avalock, maybe, I don't know.
Avalock,
Go
have you
for a walk.
wandered off?
Oh, I'm still walking or whatever, and as I'm walking off, I was go into my sort of medicinal sort of bags itself, whatever, and bring out my pipe and was to begin to stack it or whatever, just so I can use something just to calm myself. Continue to walk whilst doing this, lighting this, and
A
then
smell greets you as to the left of you there's the body of the ogre.
and I look at it, and I'm not a problem. Okay, I'll turn back the other way. I'll turn back the other way. And I turn back. heading back to the camp.
See Avlock walk back in the forest, cross the campsite, and exit the other side, and go back into the other side of the forest.
Just murmuring to himself, yes, everything's entirely
With his
as
pipe
it
in his
always
hand.
would be. As it can be, and it is. Why is it not?
The two humans are hungrily ravaging the porridge. Just the both of them are just like they don't look exactly the same, but they look like they could be like kin or brothers, or even worse, they're humans hungrily wolfing down this porridge.
Oh dear.
I'm gonna eat my boiled egg.
Join us, as he cyber says. However, remembering his manners, he gets a bit of a napkin, not a napkin, a bit of his cloak. He taps his cheek, wiping away the porridge. Avalock, join us. You need to keep up your strength. You have done well, saving or keeping us safe from horse thieves. Apparently, from here. It wasn't a horse thief, Pork. It was just Osborne. But he looked like a horse thief over there. I heard the screams of the horses. Horses know a horse thief.
I'll stare at
Apparently.
Podrick and just... Yes, quite apt. Sure, I'll sit.
Goes back and demolishes some more porridge from the wooden wooden bowl, and it is excellent. As some of it is handed to you by Seeschreiber. Here.
And
I believe Porrick here managed to find some honey from a nearby tree. Most luxurious.
Oh, so, and I'm sort of darting my eyes around, like, in this forest bees? Well, I suppose something has to grow now, doesn't it?
Hey, it would be close to the ogre. I was finishing up dissecting it, and I found some honey, and I grabbed it and I brought it over here.
Where exactly was the honey?
There it goes.
Hey!
Hey, Podrick.
Oh,
Sorry
Porrick,
about
where
that.
was the honey?
Yeah.
You asked the question.
where's the honey?
It was in the I think I may have left it with Mary. I'm not quite sure.
Oh, so
Sorry.
next to the mayor. Okay, that's a...
Oh,
No worries.
wait. Porrick, you clean
Yes?
your arms before you made this morning's breakfast porridge.
Yes,
From
I-
the ogre.
I gave it a little bit of a wipe on those cloths over there, and I point over to where your bag is.
Point over to where my bloody rags are.
I throw my bowl into the smouldering fire that is, and then go, I will have another walk. You
Ugh.
situate yourselves. I'll be back. And I walk off once again.
It's back in the direction of the ogre or the other way.
And you just hear this elven swear, "Damn!"
I see. As I pour the bowl away towards the fire, not pouring in the fire. How's that egg coming along there, Osborne?
I've already, the egg's already cooked. I'm eating it.
Oh. Well, I'll start. Thank you, Porrick. The
you
porridge
see,
was
you, as you asked that,
delicious.
you see me pop the last bit of
No
my
problem,
egg
sir.
into my mouth and ooh, look at you. Slowly chew.
We are most fortunate that Osborne managed to find us in the night and return to us.
Yes. I didn't hear him come in. What time did he get here?
You don't understand what's happening, but we will explain
So
to you what
I'll
happened.
catch you up. In the middle of the night, Osborne managed to catch up with your party as he had missed the departure from Phandalin. He spent the night riding to catch up with you and had managed to track you down. However, upon approaching the clearing, the party member on watch, Avalak, did hear a twig crack. The horse that Osborne was riding, get spooked as he approached the clearing from about 100 feet in the pitch black darkness of the path leading to the dimly lit clearing. As Rue was AFK, Avalak was being controlled by none other than your very own. And as a reaction to this sudden noise, magic missile was cast at max level in the direction of this darkness, at which point Rue returned to take control of this spell, using a number of the missiles as warnings to the individual. However, shooting one of the missiles at the source of the noise, injuring Osborne in the hand as he attempted to
deflect it with his hand.
As that is part of his martial training. However, unable to do so with a missile of a magic nature, he was dealt a damaging hit to the hand, and in the panic that followed, the horse spooked, began to thrash around, kicking and flailing. Osborne managed to duck out of the way. However, quite enraged disloyalty of this steed, he attempted to strike it. However, the horse managed to kick his hand, again the injured hand, out of the way, as a sense of hysteria quickly spread and descended upon the small campsite, at which Parig awoke from his sleep, drawing his short sword, going, "Hey, horse thief! Is there a horse thief?" and starts rambling around, and I believe Ty.
Avalok said, "There is no horse thief. Oh, it sounds like a horse thief over there." And Avalok cast sleep.
And he cast
So
sleep
night
on
and
you
night.
as you awoke in a very tired stupor. stupor even,
Oh,
and
no.
Barely
then
remembering the nice prep.
you would barely remember what transpired as you kind of then planked instantly down into a quick sleep, very close and arguably on top of some still smouldering embers. However, your leather armor had managed to deal with that heat, extinguish
Steel was
on
really
your
hot,
left
though.
shoulder.
The left
On your
cheek
left
sounds really hot.
On your left shoulder, yeah, you feel like a weird, uncomfortable numbness on the upper left side of your shoulder and like the left side of your neck. However, the left shoulder of your armor is
Hmm.
now a flame-tempered, hardened leather.
As when you woke up, you threw fire on the you threw wood on the fire so you could get a big fire going, but no one turned on fire.
And spook the fucking horse as well.
Hemlock decided to
God.
leave the two humans because Siege was also.
Honestly, don't think you understand how leather works, but anyway.
So both humans were basically left on the grass to be fall asleep because
Yeah. I almost
Yeah.
entered
I'm cool
combat
with
with
it.
the horse.
Fair enough.
And then Mary laid an egg, the donkey,
Yeah, it's
Thanks
really
to do
weird.
that.
and
Wait, the chicken or the donkey?
oh yeah, the chicken. And yeah, we're just having breakfast, and we just asked you where the honey came from, and you're like, yeah, I didn't see you come in, Osborne.
Oh,
I think we're up to that point.
I didn't see you come in, Osborne. No, when? How did you? Why? What is wrong with my show? What? Did the ogre do this? I'm quite confused.
I look a little bit fearful as I hear the word ogre. Oh,
Look a little bit.
Where?
The ogre is just over that hill, and there's not much left of him.
You see me relax
Yes.
and. Oh.
You should be able to smell him as soon as you get up and walk in that direction.
And Osborne, you do notice a little off on the other edge of the clearing, on the complete opposite, as far away as possible, is the half-opened carcass of a 8-foot ogre.
Oh. Lovely.
Mm-hmm. Quite.
Right. But the
I-
events on last night, quite the series of events. Now, and he sits back, resting, patting his belly, satisfied from the breakfast, feeling energized. Well, should start heading off. Make use of this light as much as possible. Come! We're going!
Okay. Settle up, Mary, and listen to the boss.
Go about our days,
I-
I do. Yep.
I pack up my bedroll and go off to find Avalok to tell him that we're fucking off. I'm gonna roll a d20 for survival. See if I can track him down. Oh shit. Okay, I got a 10.
At 10, I've gone to the forest north.
Mm.
I got a 10 to try and find Avalok.
Okay. Avalok, how long have you been walking for?
Oh, not too long. I imagine this only took 20 minutes or something. Or...
Okay.
And just taking it at a steady pace, quickly as I'm
Yeah.
murmuring to myself.
You don't manage to spot his tracks.
Okay. Instead
At
of
this point.
wandering off into the scrub by myself and risk getting lost, I attempt to call out, shout out to Avalok. Avalok! We're leaving!
Avalok, it's up to you
Looks
depending on how
satisfied
far you
myself.
wandered.
No, it's not too far. I can hear the beaming voice of the little
Okay,
one.
you hear this voice in the distance.
And I sort of would stop in my sort of walk and Okay, that's all the time I could lend myself. Alright, back to the others. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then I walk back to the camp.
Okay.
I spy the pony, and I ask, what can I use the pony?
Oh, yes. This is your horse, pony. This is
Awesome.
your pony. You owe
I
me
look
15
happy.
gold.
What's this one's name? It better not be anything starting with S.
I believe. You catch me stumped.
Yeah.
I did not
You
recall.
were actually not told the names of these horses.
Strange. Perhaps there is maybe some sort of name upon the saddle. I believe this one would have a specific saddle as it is smaller, would need a smaller saddle. Check the engravings, perhaps. Where is Avalok? He's coming?
Do you see Avalok returning into the camp now?
Ah, there you are.
Hmm.
Come, let us be off. Let us make use of the dawn light. No, my company, and together we will seek out this Gundren Rockseeker. Find exactly what is happening with this black spider. Do away with this cretin, and then free our employer, and be found in glorious lights of Lakin and her blessed retribution. Come, my brethren, we go forth! And I give that inspiring speech. And though it sounds, some of your ears, corny or perhaps annoying, this loud man screaming at you, there is a glow about him as his words do thump heartedly into your chests. You feel yourselves energized, perhaps inspired, even despite the fact you would want to or not. Regardless, you feel inspired and feel, you know what, we can do this together. And I want you all, my party members, to add 7 temporary. To give a little bit of an inspiring speech.
What is it?
7 temporary hit points.
My
Yep.
feet. Temporary hit points.
So what do you roll?
Nothing.
Oh, it's not a roll?
simply Not a roll.
Okay. And how much is it?
7. So it's my level plus my charisma mod. It's just
That's
7
so
total.
cool.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I was gonna get that as Bard.
That's really cool. Nice.
There you go. Every time you said was a light within that speech or whatnot, I sort of peered toward you and flinched a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, and who noticed that?
Will I
My
find
eyes
any
observant
ingri-
and study you. I do nod. A knowing nod, Avalok. Not forgotten. No, a knowing look saying, no, I have not forgotten.
Yeah.
And
does
you
my
previous-
pony have any name engraved into the saddle or anything?
No.
As we... Yeah. Right.
Yeah, you get those temporary hit points as well. That's cool.
Yeah, I do.
Sorry, I'm just reading it now. That's so awesome.
Do I roll another d20 for animal handling?
What are you attempting to do?
We're leaving.
To use a normal, you wouldn't have to. If you're trying to do anything like
Okay.
that may strain the horse or be like make it potentially uncomfortable, then yeah, maybe. But to use a horse, I mean, this horse is bred for people to ride it and trained that way, so
Wait.
roll's not actually necessary. Although roll if you want to see if you like roll a 1. It might smack you around a bit. Lucky. You're not good with animals, man.
I'm not good with anything
You
today.
managed to avoid further misfortune with horse-related creatures.
Awesome. I don't get kicked. That's all I want to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
As we proceed, I guess.
Yeah, we proceed to travel in the due direction we were traveling prior, so I believe north.
Yeah.
Further
So
into
you
the woods.
are in a clearing somewhere north of this initial ambush site, kind of far up north in one of these thicket clearings, quite a far bit up though from here. And as you venture forth from the site of this ambush, you venture forth throughout these little pocket woods and forests, little thickets of trees and bushes, loosely and sparsely connected over the day as you head towards the Neverwinter Wood.
So are we going to the spot that's greened out? That seems to be like a drawn green?
Yeah, that's the
Is
general
that where-
direction that you have the idea. Unless, has anyone been given specific knowledge of this location?
Let me check my
We,
backpack.
I
It
do
might have had
recall
something.
Avalok and Avalok found some sort of map or some sort of
Yeah, I was able to make a
writings.
map of where
Um,
it kind of was.
Yeah, and I also wrote some notes in my map in my own journal, but specifics.
I don't
I'll have
believe there
to-
was any specific knowledge
The exact way
currently
about.
attained. I think there was a description given, actually. There was a description given about once you find this particular creek, it describes
follow
some
it.
landmarks about an old trading road to supply this ancient keep and fortress.
Yeah, it's how the stone was delivered
Yes.
from the quarry
Yes.
itself. Yeah.
So I do believe that's the knowledge you have to work off. So
Alright.
yeah, give me one moment. Ah,
My eyes look around the countryside as we near the looming Neverwinter Wood. Familiar, very, very familiar landscape. This region, the fauna, the flora. I look lost. Torch as I scan the horizons. Falls
Mhm.
back.
I give Mary an apple.
Yeah, like that.
That's what I want. Mary likes apples. Mary is a fan of apples. Apple fan.
Oh, excellent, donkey. Yeah. Donkey.
there you go.
Yeah.
Um,
I sort of was it ride myself and sell up kind of next to was it Tiber to get his attention. So how are you feeling?
Oddly fine. Very, very fine this morning.
Yeah, that's
You
a
recall the image last night prior.
oh yes, I
Good.
got the apparent full force of all
Keep
that.
it in mind, please. That is important.
Yeah.
I have the memory of that is hazy for me, but I do recall a few details. Best if we have two minds remembering a detail, rather than just one.
Yes. Well, just to let you know, apparently something wants me to aid you in what you need sort of done. I'll consider it.
You do you have any grades in insight?
Oh, I think I do. Yeah.
Or I don't know if there's
Oh.
insight. Investigation. No, investigation. Yeah, insight.
what are you attempting?
Make an
Tied
insight
as
roll.
interpersonal.
Make an insight roll
Okay.
against me, sir, and I'm gonna try to compete with a
I'm going to beat me.
deception.
That is a. I don't know. I can do numbers. 21.
Oh. That's good. Very good, but unfortunately I got a 20. As...
I got 21.
Got 21.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. No, that's
Beat
fine.
you,
Sorry,
motherfucker.
sorry. My mind. I heard, for some reason I heard 17. I don't know. I saw 17 as.
Yeah.
Alright, 21. Okay, and I got 20 total. Okay.
Won't be.
It looks like my face and the expression I give, it looks genuine in that I look at you and as you explain to me, telling me to talk to you about that other person, the other party. I look surprised and then question what was her name? And that's it. That's the key. Everything about the delivery was perfect. But I used the word her.
Oh.
Perfect. Complete perfect deception. But the word her.
It's like, are you, and I just go, are you attempting to see what I know? You know exactly what you saw. You saw it with your own mind. Your apparent property.
Am
I
I
saw
in
flickers.
ear range of this?
Yeah.
Or are you guys up the back?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Roll perception. Oh, actually no. We'll probably. Would you say, like you were talking to me with the intention of being?
Oh, I'm sort of lowering my voice a little bit when coming. That's why I sort of say I'm fairly close one. But I mean, hey, if someone can
I'm
perceive
a
it.
17.
Roll perception.
I would say that's audible.
Yeah.
Without perception roll, Parik would be able to eavesdrop.
Yeah. Well, I don't notice.
Excellent.
No. Flickers of what I remember. I do not remember much. Look at you. My eyes linger just a second. Forward.
Well,
Do you
Yeah,
recall
would
anything?
several things. But I don't know how much I want to exactly say. They might disturb us from the task at hand or whatever. It may be better for us to discuss this later. But, just keep in mind, I am watching you.
Turn to you and look at you.
Hmm.
Eyes dead serious. Some presence to me.
I sort of run up to try to get to the head of the group. A little bit further up.
My eyes linger upon you.
What the fuck is that about?
I can smell a human, that's what. Nah. Mr. Dungeon Master,
Interesting.
Pardon?
Interesting.
you good to go?
Yeah. Yeah.
Lead
you
us. We're just filling in.
Yeah.
We
So
don't know what's going on.
you're traveling across
Okay.
these grassy plains between the thicket that you camped at the Cragmore. You're traveling towards the edge of the Neverwinter Wood as the trees start to feel thicker and thicker upon your arrival. You do find yourselves at a distinct marked tree line. You had, I would say, awoken probably sometime after 6, somewhere between 6 and 7, obviously, as when one is adventuring and out on the road. You rise when the sun rises, or soon thereafter, and ready yourselves for the day, and obviously would want to prepare yourselves before night would fall and those creatures lurk. I'm also going to quickly close my window because someone is drilling and using power tools across the street.
They are dark
If you can-
magics.
Sorry if you can hear that. I've just closed it. And if over this 3-hour period, everyone roll perception.
Alright.
Alright, so between now and 6, I have to roll perception.
Oh wow! Oh shit!
Oh wow. Well,
What is with my
Oh,
rolls?
man.
Some of us are paying attention.
Podrick and I are
What is
close.
going on? All
So
my
what do you-
rolls have been bad.
Do both your totals go above 20?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got 8.
Oh wait, I have dice. Where are my dice going?
Oh no, sorry, not
While-
21. 23. Yeah, continue.
Yep. So while looking up into the sky, in between clouds and in between the trees as they are thickening, you're glancing up at the sun peering through, and very, very quickly, just for a flash of a moment, you see an object race in front of the sun. And you can't make out what it is, but
I
you just...
look at Avalok as soon as it happens.
Yeah, and I sort of look up and then sort of dart back to notice if anyone else sort of saw that. And I sort of notice, Podrick's looking at me like, And so that
I
sort of
hope we
face.
find some.
I'm still struggling
Water
to stay on
nearby.
my pony.
I'm completely oblivious to anything. I'm just speaking out loud to everyone, no in particular. I hope we find some water nearby. We should feed the horses.
As you're saying that, I sort of had this sort of face still as a Podrick. It's like, did you see that?
What was it? I haven't seen something like that in a very long time.
Yeah, let's keep attentive to that. Tiber, keep your eyes towards the sky, just in case. Same with you, Osborne.
I
see anything?
Look
He's
up
telling
look
you
at you,
to pay
confusion.
attention, boys.
I look at your confusion. My eyes are scanning wildly at the night. What'd you see?
Oh,
I
nothing.
don't know that yet.
Something.
And
That doesn't bode well. What would you recommend? We dash for the trees?
So just keep attention, that's all I'm asking. we'll be
That's
fine.
fine.
Very good. Bart, did you say anything?
I saw something, but I'm not quite sure, sir, what it was.
What did it look like?
A shadow. Have I seen anything like that before, Dungeon Master?
um,
On my holy adventures?
uh,
Not that I'm going to tell them about
No.
it. Yes.
Well,
Of course not.
have you seen? No, and it was very difficult to make out. It was more that you were able to detect that movement.
Okay, no problem.
Um,
I'm not quite sure.
You weren't
It
able
was-
to make out many details.
It was a large, and it was big, and it was in front of the sun, and it wasn't there for very long.
Move
So
quickly.
keep your eyes open, and let's pay attention.
I put two and two together, being a learned man. Dragons.
Don't
We should dash for the
think-
trees.
Don't suspect dragons. Dragons announce themselves, and this is not a dragon, I don't think.
I think we'd have a few more problems standing here, and the ponies would probably figure out if it was a dragon, sir.
And the
Wait,
animals
did the
are
ponies
too.
do anything? Did the ponies stir when it flew over the top?
Nope.
If the ponies stirred, then we run. No, if the ponies didn't stir, then oh well.
Very well. My eyes linger on the sky, scanning it, paranoid, staying vigilant.
I
missed
pay
something.
no attention to everything that just transpired because I'm still trying to balance on my horse. On my pony, I'm still trying to just stay on.
While we keep an eye out for whatever it was you two saw, keep an eye out for some sort of stream. You could use another. Use to refill the horses. Gosh, it's hot as I take out my water skin and start to drink. It's completely empty. What the? I don't recall feeling this.
Oh, I may
Sorry,
have
I
used
didn't
them.
hear that bit. Sorry, I've still got this guy drilling. Sorry, let me just close my other window. Sorry.
Hey, what are you looking for?
What level? What page is Fates on?
170 something, I think.
100.
I think that's from just memory.
Oh,
I have no idea if that's
I
right.
opened it exactly to the page I was looking for. Thank you.
How close was I? 166. Damn.
165. You were close. To the page that I was looking for.
I'm back. Sorry. Sorry. What were you saying?
I was saying, I was looking around and said, just keep an eye out for any sort of stream. We should refill our horses.
Mhm.
Oh gosh,
Indeed.
it's hot.
And
As I take a drink from my water skin and it's completely empty from other using spells.
Oh, no, it's that.
I
It's
didn't
like,
know.
oh, I may have used that to help our smaller friend here.
What?
Oh, never mind. Just refilled when you see the see the river.
Okay.
I'm
At
like, I
this
do not
point,
touch your water skin. I'll appreciate
Oh
you
well,
don't touch
here
mine.
and I unleashed my water skin and just throw it to him. There, have it.
Good. The compensation is worthy.
Yes, I knew you were keen. Would love some kind of with a barter. Have it.
I wipe it twice. Don't want to get elf germs on it.
Clean your
Take an
germs,
air sip.
motherfucker.
Take an air sip. But I hand it back. No, thank you. I appreciate that.
Hmm.
Give you a nod and a bow, respectful.
Was
In the
special.
elvish way. The elvish way.
Yeah, that's the spy was it received back, but then just so you can see it, I used my sleeve to just wipe it. I'm gonna put it back.
I look like I'm ignoring it, but I see it. It does bother me slightly. But I do make it look like I'm ignoring that, but I did see it.
I know.
As we travel
I want to
along,
make an active perception or survival check to see if there's any type of tracks nearby that might be of large creatures constantly walking through.
Okay. So,
Like just in case that we're going to come across
uh,
another ogre.
go
or
ahead and
something.
roll.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll your survival.
God damn it!
no man.
Oh,
Bad roll.
Spawn, you're not liking the great outdoors this session. What does that total to?
8.
Having a look through the underbrush. No, you can't seem to notice. There are marks in the mud, but you're just failing to kind of grasp what it means and how to read them correctly.
Sure. Cool.
But there are tracks near you.
You say anything about it?
Nope.
Onwards we go.
Cool. I'm guessing we're approaching Neverwinter Woods. We head there.
So yeah, you're currently about here, just before this area, and as you're approaching, off to your right, you see a little cleft of woods and see a little, like almost like a leather and cloth canvas tent, kind of tucked away, behind some trees, and it's I mean, you're not traveling on a path at the moment. You're kind of just bushwhacking it. So you've definitely chanced upon, at least from what you can see just one to the right. It's probably about 50 meters off in between some trees.
The sort of fabric a tent.
Yeah.
Camp, perhaps.
But it's only one tent. Small tent.
Where was it that? Well, who was with me? Trying to cast my mind back. Havelark, you were with me when we spoke with Helene Adderleaf about
Oh,
some sort of druid.
the druid, yes.
Do you
this-
recall if he lived near the woods?
I imagine so. I mean, considering we'll have a look here, it's only one single sort of tent itself. The forest, druid territory, I think.
Does it look? I know it's very far away. Like, is it is it well shaped in that it looks like a civilized creature is making its habitat, or does it look like ramshackle and like dirty or like completely goblin-like? Is my question.
It does not look savage in nature.
Okay. Good. Approach it, I believe.
Okay, and so who's going first? Typer?
Leading the way.
Okay, who's behind you?
I'm right behind him.
Yeah. In this area, is like the trees are a little tighter, so to be on your horses, you'll have to go like one at a time. Through here, so Tiber, then Rue, then who?
Hey!
I'll be
Osborne
at the back with the donkey.
And Parag bring up the rear with Mary and Mary. Tiber, as you approach the clearing, you see now more kind of there's a small hill that kind of dips down and a small trench, and on a small flat piece on this downhill, there is another little tent kind of built off the side, kind of using it to back up against. Roll just a quick survival check.
Sure thing. And at this point as well, I want to dismount, but I'll just roll this.
Okay, you can do that. Go ahead and dismount and lead your horse.
Yeah. Survival total will be 14 total.
14. You look at this tent that you see now hidden on the other side of the hill, and your knowledge from, camping out on the road and being able to, you've had some time, roughing it in your past. And
Yeah.
you look at this tent and go, this person's a bit of an idiot. He's put a tent on the side of a hill. That's no.
That's
Can I go up to
when
the
it rains,
tent?
it's just going to flow down and it's going to make everything wet inside.
Can I investigate the tent?
You're currently at the back, and it's
Okay.
like you wouldn't be able to like wiggle past all these people yet until you kind of fan out and get kind of around this small area.
Okay.
But yes, definitely, as you kind
I
of all
peeked up.
fill out this space, and you do see two. So you see the initial tent that was glanced at through the clearing, and two other tents.
This might not be the druid Avalok. Keep your eyes peeled. I say, but don't go further into nations.
Oh, and I spot the other two. It's like, oh, I see.
And it is now at this point that you see cut up bodies. You see
Whoa.
you see 3 cut up bodies.
Okay.
They have matching clothes. They're all wearing similar clothes and garments, and they look as though they've been here for 2 to 3 days.
So they probably have started to stink.
They are absolutely smelly, pallid-looking.
Okay, so immediately.
And you all fan out, and you're now all able, like, with your room to move now.
Spread out, keep your eyes out. Let's secure the area and find out exactly what happened here. I do not wish another ambush. Stay close.
I want to investigate the tent, please.
Okay. So you peer into the tent.
Mhm.
You see a bedroll, a small box with a quill and ink on top of it.
Cool.
And,
I want to open the box. As soon as I see the box, I want to open the box.
Okay. So you duck in, you move the quill and the ink off, or you can keep it with you as you would know that especially fine to actually somewhat valuable.
Oh, cool. If they're valuable, I'll
to,
take them.
to come by, and quills as well. As they're a thing of fine craftsmanship.
Cool. I'll bag and tag them, and then I want to have a go at opening the box.
Okay. It is locked.
Okay.
I
want to lockpick the box.
You want to attempt to lockpick? Okay, so go ahead and roll your.
Want to punch the box.
Oh wait! Can I hear them walking around outside?
You hear the words, Osborne, have a look at the bodies. Maybe you can tell how long they've been here for.
Okay,
I was gonna head there anyway.
Yeah. So you do Yeah, you do hear the guys moving around behind you.
Anything over there, Avalok?
No.
So I'll start lockpicking the box then.
Okay.
Yep. To investigate the bodies, and I draw my symbol of Killamore on them as well.
Okay, so I'll do Parag in the box first. So you do manage to open this box, and inside it you see a book, a small purse.
I'll take the purse.
and a few gemstones as well.
Do the gemstones look magical of any nature?
Are you? I mean,
well, are they sitting there glowing?
They appear to be regular gemstones.
Okay, then I'll grab the gems, grab the purse, and then I'll shout out. Wait, who is the more magical one? It's Tiber, isn't it? Or is it Avalok?
Well,
I think I'll go Avalok.
It's up to your character.
I'll pick up the book and then I'll obviously put away my gear. As I'm walking out, do I see anything else in the tent?
No.
No?
Well, sorry. There's the quill, the ink. There's also a small little stand with some incense on there as well.
Oh, incense is worth a lot, isn't it?
To the right
Is it-
people.
Okay, well, I'll grab the incense and I'm going to give that. Okay, I'll just grab the incense for now.
Yep.
So I walk out of the tent holding the book. Avalok!
Hmm.
Avalok! This book, does it mean anything to you, sir?
And here, I'll have a look. What's it?
I pass him the book.
Do you find any more bodies in?
No buddies, but I found this incense that might interest you, and I give him the incense.
Hmm. Mind if I have a look inside? I wish to.
Of course, go ahead.
Okay. So who
See
is?
if there's anything. You are a man of the wilds. Sorry, you're a man of the country. Or I can see if maybe you can see something which I cannot. Any
I'll have a
signs
look at
of
the bodies, sir.
yes? Any signs of what could have done this? I have my suspicions, but nothing just yet. I
Yeah,
walk
cool.
inside.
Well, I want to have a look at the trees and all that kind of thing, see if I can find anything on the trees, as if scratch marks, arrow marks. Have a look at the bodies, see if the bodies give any detail to what's happening.
With the sort of book itself, I'll remind if I. If it was a roll investigation on it, or even arcane, depending on its nature.
Okay.
Do I roll it first, or?
I think maybe Osborne should go now.
Yep.
think
So
it's the way.
Osborne, you were investigating the bodies. Is that
Yeah, I
right?
was heading over to the bodies and
Oh, yeah,
drawing
right.
colourable marks
Okay.
on them.
So you see the 3 bodies, and did you roll an investigation on those?
Not yet. Oh,
Okay.
God.
Go ahead. Go ahead and roll investigation.
Just typing. Cool.
Hey.
Ooh.
There you go.
Hi.
You're saving it up.
Oh,
So
I haven't rolled above a 10 this whole time.
So drawing on your background as an outland wanderer, stumbling upon a campsite such as this is not too far from your experience. You look around and you see what's happened. As you approach the bodies, you inspect the way that they were attacked and damaged. There is one individual who has been beaten in the face so much that you cannot recognize any facial features from the now festering and infected mush that is now their visage. Their torso has been crushed inwards, and their body is twisted and bent, and their body is now twisted in an unnatural position, with bones and joints dislocated and out of place. However, the body is intact. It is severely warped, and you can ascertain that this happened prior to this being dying. And you do see it is a human. It's a human male.
Are they all human, or?
You go over to and this body is missing both arms at different lengths. One arm has been removed around the elbow, the other at the shoulder. So there is a half arm still attached with other signs of crushing as well. You inspect the way in which these arms were removed, and it's not cut. There are still strands and strings in between them, and it seems as though this has been pulled apart. And while on the last body you weren't able to find anything, on this body you do find just a simple dagger, a whip, a pouch containing 14 gold pieces, 7 silver pieces.
Okay.
It's also human. It is a human female.
Okay. Is there anyone approaching me of the party?
No.
Not to.
Okay. Just as you inspect the third body,
Yeah.
this body has actually been broken in half in the waist.
Like
seemed-
Bane on Batman style?
Uh,
You know, he like lifts over his head and it cracks over the knee, broken, or
no. So it seems as though, and you can see massive dents in the ground. It looks like this individual was thrown onto the ground before being beaten heavily with a large object until the two parts of the body actually separated around the stomach region.
right.
So much that there are huge dents in the ground along that line, and almost the body is kind of embedded partly around that area into the earth.
Are there any tracks nearby? Am I able to pick up on any anything like that? Do I roll something else for that?
Go ahead and make a survival.
20 something.
Okay. All right.
Survival plus 4, 20.
20. Okay, cool. So you look at the scene of this attack, and you look where the other bodies are situated, and you look around, and you can actually kind of guess quite accurately the direction from which they were attacked. You can see that they would have been huddled around, talking or doing something as these creatures must have snuck up on them in the night. You see some, and you look off now into the distance of the like where the woods start to become thicker, and you kind of peer with a eagle eye vision, little bits of bark that have scraped off trees, broken twigs, and you can kind of see little bits of kind of in a path, and you see like now in almost looking at this wooded area through a completely different filter, you see disturbed and undisturbed bits of tree and underbrush. As you can now see a loose path that goes off, and you look at these tracks, and I mean, it's difficult for you to discern what made these tracks. I think it would be a medium-sized creature with immense strength.
What level do the breakages go up to?
Pardon?
So, like, if it's gone through like the bush, like how high do those breakages go? Can you judge, as in trying to judge the height of whatever
It's
it
a
is?
medium
Yeah,
sized one.
so medium-sized creature, so like a humanoid.
Oh, okay, cool.
The humanoids are
Big as fuck.
medium. Like medium is anywhere between, I think, halfling and Goliath. So it could be
Oh.
anywhere between 4 and 8 feet. So it's pretty
Right.
generous.
Okay.
But you do not see any breakages higher than 6 feet.
Okay, so it's not that big.
Okay. Cool. Hopefully it's not an orc then. No, between 6 to 7 feet is what orcs are. Ooh, maybe it is.
It could be small.
You don't know.
Be a half. Yeah. Okay. Is there any of the party moving towards me or still around? So
Yeah,
I
I'm
can-
coming up to you to inspect. What have you found, Osborne? Anything interesting?
Patrick, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. It appears that this group was ambushed by some sort of creature. Something with immense strength. They would seem to be tortured and then killed.
As a note,
You
you
think-
did notice 3 sets of tracks, but
You
all
think they
going
were
in the
killed-
same direction.
You think they were killed slowly, sir?
Most definitely. Time witnessing camp being tortured.
Do I know of any creatures that do things slowly instead of quickly?
You know of many creatures that do things slowly instead of quickly.
Like
don't know.
tortoises,
Like
Um,
orcs.
like snails.
Need something a bit more specific if you want to make a check.
Okay, so what
Hey,
you're saying is they
secrets.
were killed slowly. They were in a group, so they didn't operate alone. So we can probably rule out a few things there. Approximately 6 feet tall, you said. So most likely not going to be something bigger than that, unless they were hunching over. But I can't see any reason why they'd be hunching over. Does it look like any of these people have been robbed? Did you find any valuables on them?
I guiltily, subconsciously tap my pouch where I took the 14 gold.
I see. So they
And
weren't
say-
here to.
I'm not sure. I didn't check for personal items, but
Um,
I doubt that they were stolen. They look like they were tortured by something living, not a wild beast, and then
So-
killed.
As an additional note, sorry, I should mention, when you were searching these individuals, you did notice they each had a ring.
Oh, okay.
They all had a ring made of brass.
I
Oh.
mentioned this to Patrick. They seem to wear a ring.
I
But
wanna
that
go
is
over-
consistent between them, but I don't know what it means.
I want to go over and look at one of the rings and then try and figure out, is it draconic?
You look at these rings, and it matches the ring that you found in the belly of the ogre you fought the previous night.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's nice.
All these rings. Yeah, good foresight, DM. Well done.
But this time, quickly just inside, if you guys are talking for just a little bit. By this time, I'm just quickly inside the tent.
Which one?
The one which Porrick just went out of.
Okay.
And I just want to quickly look around to see that I don't know if they meant any sort of book or any sort of
Sorry,
anything came
I
to
can't
mind.
hear you.
Did anything stick out? There was like some sort of chest or something, or there was also some sort of.
There was a
book or-
box that he
There was a box?
opened.
Yep. And was
Yep.
that pretty much it?
So it's unlocked. Porg, did you pick the box up, or did you just open it and then leave it like back where it was?
Pardon? Oh, I unlocked it, and then.
And did you
closed
leave it where it stood? Did you take everything
Yeah,
from
yeah.
there, or leave anything in there?
There shouldn't be anything left in there.
Okay. So you see an empty
Oh.
box that has been unlocked. He took the ink and quill, I think, and incense as well. So you cleaned it out
Yeah, I gave the incense to him.
to
Yeah,
Tyver.
basically just wanted to ask you. Okay, so that's cool. All right, so I walk out of the tent after inspecting it, having a look around, and I say, I believe I know what happened. I believe these people were attacked by bandits. Their valuables were taken.
I don't think you're true there.
There's
And
a
I
chest
point-
over there, and all the valuables have been taken from the side.
Yes, sir. But I don't think these were bandits, and I point towards the bodies. Bandits, they're not this excited usually. Unless they really didn't like these men, I highly doubt they would have, and I point to the man that's been split in half, be capable, or even want to, split a man in half like that. Not to mention they all have these rings, and I show one of the rings, that look reasonably valuable. I don't think bandits did this, sir. I think we're looking more of a unhumanoid creature. Something
Another ogre?
unhuman. Possibly.
And what would be so strong as to do this amount of damage? Take some. What was it? Doesn't make sense. Well, then beasts done this. Beasts who have no value for copper. I look at the copper ring.
Okay, it's a brass ring, and it's do you happen to have Draconic as one of your languages?
I probably not. No.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an intelligence check.
All right. 16 plus 3, 19.
Yeah. So you do recognize this to be Draconic script. Can't make anything of it, but you know that this is what Draconic looks like.
I peer at it. The Draconic. Leave. Either that or
It is,
some sort of.
to what you know, it's Draconic or a language that uses the Draconic alphabet and script.
I know some dwarfs use a dialect of Draconic and Dwarfish. However, they use similar writings. I cannot tell. There's nothing specific enough. No, I cannot read that. Interesting. Have a look. What about that book?
And I've sort of was looking at the book itself, and can I roll was it an investigation up?
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
So it's it is a history book.
This cool. All right. So investigation and plus another 5, so 17.
Yep. Sorry, that was you.
17. That's investigation.
Investigation. Okay. So, more or less, you have a book titled. Well, it's actually not even titled. It's like an old book, and it's quite scrappy. But as you open the first page, you do see like pages missing from the front of the book, like either ripped out, torn, or like they've just come out of the spine and the binding. I hate it when that happens to books that you really like. But you open it and you see the words, "The Fandelver's Pact."
And that was packed.
And as you flick through the pages, it begins to describe some of the history that you had delved into before regarding the ancient alliance of human wizards, human and elf wizards, with the dwarf and gnomish craftsmen of the southern region surrounding Phandalin, approximately 500 to 600 years ago. And it goes on to describe that that the wizards worked and toiled for years to create a powerful focus that would more or less effectively allow the right enchanters and artificers to create magical items with much more speed and potency than traditional means. They had put much effort into this, and it begins to describe some of the items and some of the things that they were able to produce with this as examples of the ability of the what they called the Spellforge. And there are notes in between the margins and on the back blank pages between sections, and and little notes and little pieces the little bits and pieces of the notes, and kind of like there's like a list that has been scribbled over, and there are a few, like there's a dot list scribbled over, and there are 3 words that are not scribbled out on this list. You see the word Lightbringer. You see the word Talon.
And
Sorry. There's 4. There's 4.
Oh.
I forgot about one. You see one called Hugh. And another called Fang. Lightbringer, Talon, Hue, and Fang.
Hue and Fang. Oh, and I sort of like, yeah, as immersed within the book itself and sort of being asked the question, I quickly just sort of like have, with one of my hands, or was it, pull that sort of note, that list or whatever, and just put it in my hand, put it in one of my pockets very so quickly, and sort of spin around to.
Okay.
Who asked me the question? I forgot.
Roll a quick sleight of hand check
Yeah, alright.
for the page tear and pocketing.
That and hey, I'm sneaky.
Can I go against that just to see if I see it because I have proficiency in sleight of hand or?
And that's 19.
Well, were you attempting to? I mean,
Well, you
I
got
think
stop me?
Tiber was the one engaging with him, unless you
Oh, okay.
were.
I thought he announced that he was going to talk to us all.
No.
Oh, continue.
Yeah,
I'll let
it does.
let Tiber roll to perceive if he attempts to.
I would probably say I wouldn't
Okay.
notice, but yeah, I'll let it go. I don't notice it.
You go fast. It's like, well,
I'm more kind of like more distracted by the horrible state of the bodies at the moment. I'm not going to notice him. Notes. What does that book say? Is there anything interesting there, Overlock?
well, it seems like something we already touched on beforehand. As we'll speak of that Lightbringer, as well as the collaboration between the elves and human wizards to create that Spellforge thing. So someone in this camp was researching it.
Researchers.
But
So, archaeologists then,
perhaps.
or treasure hunters, bad ones, I say, looking at the tent and their horrible bodies.
I inspire my eye to say yes, that's probably more closer than the truth. What did you find?
Nothing.
Nothing.
The incense over here is. I looked at it and now I'm realizing it's in my hand. We're now just figuring out exactly what could have caused this much damage. Perhaps there were an ogre. There's a few of them in this region, evidently, from last night.
Potentially. Well, we'll see what the others had found or whatever. So, yeah, sort of got my hand towards the Podrick and Osborne and sort of asked, oh, so did either you two find anything?
We think possibly could have been. Oh yeah, can I have a check when I found all those details, or that still wasn't enough
For what? Sorry.
to see what creature it was?
I
We
mean,
didn't have enough information to do a check, so we
yeah,
didn't
like
do it.
you know a lot of cruel creatures that wander the woods. I mean, it's
Owlbears.
So roughly 6 foot humanoid creatures. I mean,
Was
they're
those scarecrow fuckers again?
Traveling packs.
of 3.
Of 3. Can I
No
have a
more, no
list of
less.
them? Can I have a list of these ones that I know of that would be traveling in the woods,
Uh,
just so I can?
So, just roll an attempt. Just roll something. Roll your straight up intelligence.
No idea.
Okay.
I have
Yeah,
no,
you have an
sir.
idea. Like you're like, oh, could it be this or this? You're kind of thinking of all the bad things you hear about in the woods. You think of ogres. You think of undead. You think of any kind of fey creatures that could have, shifted into the material plane. You think of,
Hey.
and any kind of,
Dire badger.
and any kind of story you've heard about things that are in the woods, and just with this information and without some more evidence or things to go off, you're unable to conclude.
I'm not quite sure, sir, what it could possibly be. There's many thousands of creatures that roam these woods, deciding that they have a pet one.
There are still 2 tents that have not been investigated.
Oh, cool. Well, I want to go into one of them. But first, I think we should finish this investigation before we become into any conclusion, sir. And with that, I want to walk into the end tent. And have a look.
Okay, so there's more or less these tents. I'll just say they're kind of closer and further. The closest one is the one you saw initially. The second one is the one that's built into the side of the hill, and then the third one is the one kind of opposite that.
I want to go to the furthest one away.
The
No, we
furthest
haven't.
one away.
We
Okay.
haven't checked.
That was the girls' turn. What's that?
Or
There you go.
fools.
I'm going to make my way to where this subtle path is that I found of broken and scratched bark, and
Okay.
I'm just
So
going to
you
stand by
peer
there.
down it,
Yeah, I'm going to go there.
and you. Yep. Cool.
Poor fools, Allah. You
Hmm.
can tell by the way they've set up camp and by their state here, they're not experienced in these parts of the world.
Hmm.
You need to be careful.
Yeah. So I'll do Parag. You
Mhm.
go into this tent. This tent is very different than the other one. This one is quite messily kept.
What's it smell like?
The forest.
Okay.
Some of the creatures and things have begun to kind of make themselves at home in this little thing. You know, it hasn't been disturbed. It's been lying still for what you imagine would be 2 to 3 days. There is a small pack of some. I'll start to list some items. So some general items and things like rations and a so it's like a ration, a small pouch.
I want to take the pouch.
What? Yep. Cool. And you do notice, like underneath, all of this, there is a stack of papers, like loosely kept with a kind of shoddy metal clip. And you look at it, and there are varied, like each one is a single page, loose, and each page is in different languages and different scripts and different writings, and some of them you understand. There are others that you don't. Looking at the paper, it's written incredibly messy. And looking at the way it's inked into it, you realize this has been written in blood.
What color blood? Red blood?
It's red blood now, dried quite dark.
Okay, so.
And some of the pages that you cannot. What languages do you speak? Or can you able to understand?
Common, Dwarvish, Halfling, Elvish, Undercommon, Giant.
Okay.
Jesus.
I'm being a busy man.
So
Yep.
there are a few written in Undercommon, Elvish, Dwarvish.
I want to
Common.
read the Undercommon ones first.
They say things like, "All glory to Venom Fang."
Yeah, boring. Next one.
Again, in Undercommon, they say things like, "Surrender yourselves to Venom Fang."
My
Or be
character makes a
purged.
sigh and he's like, oh,
They're all threats and
fucking
things that give
zealots.
praise to this entity known as Venom Fang.
World and the goddamn religious ones that have moved the papers out of the way and continue to look for something that's mildly interesting more than fucking random gibble. He's not interested. Unless there's a map. Is there a map? Any
There
map?
is one loose page.
Yeah.
It's almost like another proclamation of it's more lengthy. It's like a proclamation of faith and devotion, and it says, "I give my life to Venom Fang, the great and terrible. May I be an instrument of his desire, and may the will of our masters be exerted."
Okay. Have
Providence.
I heard Providence? Yeah. Have I heard of Venom Fang before? Is he a popular all-time cultist, or
You have not heard of Venom Fang before. Can definitively say.
Yeah. No, I'm bored by it. Is there any maps?
Nope.
Is there any more treasure?
So the pouch that you did have,
Mhm.
has just some loose change and bits
Any
and
gold?
pieces in it. Yeah. So
How
9
much?
pieces of gold, 4 pieces
Oh,
of silver. Um,
cool.
yeah. And the gemstones that you received before in the box were worth 15, 10, and 5 gold each. One
Just
was
wrote it.
15, one was 10, and one was 5. These are kind of just tiny
yeah.
little pretty stones, but you can trade them.
What was in the purse?
9 gold and 4 silver.
9 gold. No, this is not. That's the pouch. What's in the purse?
What purse?
What
The
purse?
purse that you said was in the box.
That was in the one in the box was from the other tent that had the
Yeah.
gemstones.
Oh, okay. So that only had gemstones in it. I thought that was.
Yeah, no,
separate.
I gave you gold from that before.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah. All right. Sorry, I got my things confused. All right. Well, then I guess I'm gonna gather up all the papers. My character's slightly disappointed. The religious
Mhm.
zealots aren't. They don't usually have money.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
pick them
Is
up.
anyone checking out the second tent?
I'm lingering outside, keeping an eye out on things. I'm leaving parked for the tents.
Okay.
Okay. I want to walk outside, go up to Avalok. Avalok, I can't understand any of this gibber. Some of this common crap is talking about some god or something. I'm not quite sure. And I hand the papers to him and go to the next tent.
Okay.
Take the papers or whatever,
I'm
start to
just-
peruse.
So
Just
what-
imagining Avalak standing there with a pipe in his mouth, with a pissed off look, with his hands full of books and
Yeah,
papers.
left hand with the book, right hand with the
God
papers.
damn it.
Yeah.
Enjoying the fragrant aura of bodies
Yeah.
decomposed.
This isn't what they taught me when I went to wizard school.
Oh, so this is what was it? When Phil Collins was talking about the verbal paradise. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, I have a peruse at the scraping of the papers or whatever, and yeah, sorry, the same thing, telling
Osborne, we should see
Osborne.
to these bodies. At least give them some sort of dignity.
Bitch.
And I said
I
to
did that when I
Tiber,
was discovering them.
yeah, it's like Tiber, can't you recognise the symbol? He's already laid it upon them.
Well, and we are to leave them out here for the wolves and the owlbears to come and consume them. They see
I hear
fit.
this as I'm walking to the next tent and go from dust to dust, sir, dust to dust.
Well, burn them then. That'll be better.
Burn them.
Yes,
Oh
burn them.
yes, burn
Don't-
them, of course.
Burn
Some
them.
some NPCs in Phandalin get a warm feeling in their stomach and they look up to the sky.
I thought you'd had enough of burning by now, sir.
I certainly have.
The
I
bandits
mean,
deserve what
unless you need
they,
to.
what they deserved, what they got. However, the trial was a failure.
Well,
Regardless
sir,
of what happened there, this is not a trial. This is simply honoring the dead. I'm
sir,
fine burning
there is
them,
plenty
or I'm
of wood
fine-
around. I'm sure you should be able to make a fantastic burial fire for them. And with that, I go into the next tent.
Indeed.
He has a
Fuck it,
valid
if he
point.
wants to fucking burn them, let him fucking burn them. I'm not fucking helping.
Absolutely. When you're done finishing there, come give me a hand cutting some wood.
Yes,
We'll give these guys a good burial.
yes, sir.
Very
Or
good.
Supper.
I
I'm
sigh
going
and
to-
start gathering some loose fitting sticks and stones and things like that. Start organizing some sort of bonfire. Osborne, if you could give me a hand, maybe moving these a little bit closer.
I look back at you from the path that I've found, and I'm going to mark it. I suppose I'm just gonna put a little scruff up the dirt a bit so I remember that the path is here and help me remember. And I'm gonna go over to Siege and start dragging some twigs around.
Yeah, just mainly just dragging the
Pick
bodies
up some
together
leaves.
so we can then start, covering them with sticks and stuff. And start burning.
Want to have a burning?
I'm going to drag body. I'm going to not drag a body. I'm going to.
Going to help you track the body. I'm not going to drag the body well either.
We decide to
It's breaking
make
apart as
three
we're
separate
trying
fires.
as we're trying to move the body. Like, trying to
Yeah, you're
fall
dragging the
off
crap
and-
out of it.
Yeah, as we're starting to butcher it.
It starts
like,
to
it's
fall apart more.
disgusting and
It's
messy.
decayed.
Oh, the sketch, the
Would
filth.
you two just stop moving them? They're not going... making... Forget it.
We're trying to save time here, Valak, but we cannot leave him like this.
Well,
This... Or would you be happy, willing to leave bodies around?
Can't
yes!
Tyler just light them on fire with his mind? What does he need sticks for?
I don't know that could yet. But no, it's like, well, that's the thing. Whatever killed these particular things, the poor fools themselves would obviously got themselves into too much of a dangerous self. Yeah, and I pull out a piece of paper myself. Look right here, Norton. I don't know whether you can actually read or not, but this is apparently some kind of
Of course I
praise.
can read.
Pra-
Give me that.
well, good for you. Read that. What does that say to you?
What has he taken? What have you taken?
The paper, like the
Unfortunately,
papers.
this is undercommon, and I cannot read.
So-
It's undercommon. It reads, and I do read it out.
Okay.
Can you read Undercommon?
Indeed.
Yeah.
You can
It-
now.
It says all glory to Venom Fang, our master.
Venom Fang.
And our master, now what does that surmise? The fact that these people were cultists and probably less the giving of the parent, burials and what have you?
I want to roll theology or religion on
Yep.
this Venom Fang. Please.
Fox.
18 plus 5, 23.
From
Is it? If it's not religion, then I don't know. Then it's not religion. But like, I just wanted to basically.
I know.
Yeah.
So, with your knowledge of divinities, theologies, and lesser divine beings, and your knowledge of any kind of celestial angels, has not given you knowledge of this entity Venom Fang.
Not. If it is a cult, it is an unknown one. It is not a divinity.
Ooh.
It is some sort of organization. Nothing comes to mind.
Ben, let's in
Some
the
kind of organization.
in the realms of hypothetical as we are at the moment. Would you determine if these were cultists against your particular divination? What would you say? Would you say, oh no, we need to make sure they're buried? Already dead.
Until I know that for a fact, it's still the right thing to do.
Oh,
Yes.
the right thing to do. Yes.
That's quite good.
Oh yes, the right thing to do. Like that particular trial that had burning within it as well. Admittedly, these aren't alive, so I
The
guess
trial
that's
was
the better.
not my failure, that was Morphos' failure.
But who went along with it?
You went along with it as well. You
Because
were there present.
I was
if I
present, but human concerns
As
aren't my
was I.
concern.
And I gave my testimony as I was commanded to by Morphos for the trial.
Mhm.
You were as much a part of that as I was. Do not lay blame upon me. Fool.
I do not lay blame solely on you, but everyone involved and
That
everyone.
trial failed. That is not my concern, and that is not my orders trial. That was a trial of Tyr, held and oversaw by Morthos, representing the faith of Tyr. Not Joaquin. Had nothing to do with me. Had nothing to do with my order,
Oh.
my faith.
Hang on a second, weren't we just the same just a moment ago?
What did I say, Mo?
Oh, was something about it was you were as much a part of it as myself? Strange.
I was as much a part of it as myself. The trial.
The trial. We both spoke in it. We both was as much as fault, apparently, by your logic.
At fault. We were not at fault for the failure of the trial. We were a part of the trial. We're not at fault for the failure of it.
Ah, I see.
There is a difference.
Of course.
Do I need to educate you in logic?
Oh, that would be
Enough of
entertaining.
this. Let us simply gather up some sticks, burn this so that we don't have to leave around corpses for wolves.
Well, you're
At the
burning
very
that.
least.
Oh, I shall spy
I
on.
just walk off at
That's
that
all.
point. Osborne,
Uh,
please come help me with gathering some small branches.
I'm very good at gathering small branches. Big branches are out of my league.
Take the tree, take the tree.
I find it a little bit difficult to finish searching the last tent because I'm bemused by the argument that's happening outside.
Put up your fisticuffs.
Roll with disadvantage.
So,
so what happens in the last tent?
so
Okay,
in
good.
tent number 2, you find a lot of things in this
Oh!
tent.
Excellent.
Really?
There
Turns me
are.
on.
This tent was obviously occupied by someone who could accommodate more storage in this tent, or was just willing to carry all the shit here. So, in this tent, you see a stack of items that effectively create a scholar's pack, which includes a backpack, a book of some description, a bottle of ink quill, parchment, a small bag of sand, and a small knife, as well as you also find in this tent a healer's kit.
Ooh.
And a component pouch,
Okay. What's
As
a
well-
component pouch? What
as
does
well as
that look like?
well as a scroll case.
What's the component pouch? Can you describe what it looks like to me?
So it's a watertight leather belt pouch. It's got a few different compartments in it, and it holds minor spell components. This one is currently stocked with miscellaneous spell reagents.
Okay. I want to pocket the healer's kit because that could be useful. The scholar's kit and the component pouch and that other thing I'm going to
And the
put
scroll
by
case.
the door. And the scroll case, I'm going to put that by the door.
Yep.
And then I want to continue searching to see if there's any gold.
Okay. You do manage to find a small pouch. With 12 gold and 2 silver.
12 gold. Excellent. 2 silver. Excellent. Is there any other papers about this? Any papers that are normal, or are all these papers still the devout crazy man shit?
So the parchment you found was blank.
Okay. There's no diaries or anything?
Nope.
Alright.
Well,
So
there was
this-
one book in the
Oh, so this
part
is
of the
these.
scholar's pack.
Okay, and that's blank. Nothing under the bedrolls or anything? No, we're all good. Okay, cool.
Nope, you're all good.
Alright, well, I'll pin the healer's kit. I'll grab that, and then I'm gonna walk out with that other stuff and
Yep.
put it on in the middle of the area that we're in, and go. I found something that may be interest to both of you. Hoping to get an argument to see if they can argue over it.
Okay.
Boys, I mean,
By this point,
Gentlemen.
I'm just bending over this small pile of sticks. The
You may
smell
want
of the
to-
corpse is getting to me as I'm lighting on fire now.
you may want to come in and inspect these. They could be useful in your endeavors.
And the fire is slowly growing as the corpses are starting to light now. Do a quick prayer and then I walk over. What do I
Okay.
see? What is it?
So you see a small stack of items just placed on the ground. Like a half-open sack that includes an ink pen, some parchment, a little bag of sand, a knife, some parchment sheets, a book and a bottle of ink, as well as a scroll case alongside it.
It looks like the garb of a arcane user of the arts. Havok, I'll leave you to discern the scrolls.
What was that, human? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Do not start!
Oh, you are far too
Oh,
easy.
please,
Of
look
course,
at the
of course
scroll.
I've observed this. No worries, Tabu. Enjoy your burnings, and I walk
I
fast
am not a
into...
wizard. You are. So do your job.
I'm sitting there with Mary feeding her apples as we both watch the confrontation.
Of course, my divine
By
Joaquin.
Joaquin's grace, these elves.
Oh, I bow to Joaquin in all her power.
See to it that you do. Remember who saved you.
Remember who helped you.
I do remember that.
You see me off to the side, struggling to pull a branch the size of a human over to.
Yeah, are you a little off the trail at this point, Osborne?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll a perception.
Oh, great.
Great. Rolling dice.
Oh, my dice rolls have
Roll
been
dice, they
shit,
said. It would be
man.
fun, they said.
Goodness, have more dice. It was scary.
They've been so bad.
Okay, perception.
11 plus 2, I think. Let me see. Perception. Yeah, plus 2. 13?
Okay.
Do I get killed?
No.
Okay, good.
That's all.
That's it.
Yep.
I'm bringing that back. We light the peoples on fire. And then... we go!
Yes, we go.
We go. I haven't looked at these scrolls yet. I got to make sure.
Yeah, you can look at them later. Let's go.
As you wish.
You heard Osborne, we go.
As you wish, I shall gather them up. And was it just like a pack of scrolls or something like that, or?
Yeah, so the items
have-
are essentially the Scholar's Pack.
Scrolls pack. Oh, another one. Yeah, I've already got one of those. Hehe.
Yeah.
Cool.
If you need some scroll cases, I do have some that you can put
Yeah.
your...
And
parchment
this was
into.
there was a separate scroll case
Oh, okay.
there as well.
Yeah, that's what I was.
That's not part of the Scholar's Pack. There as well.
That's like, okay.
Okay, so what are you guys doing?
I want to point out to everyone this path that I had found and marked
Okay.
previously.
Okay.
And everyone, this
Yeah.
seems to be the path that the attackers took and left. I suggest that if we continue to find out anything, we should follow these tracks.
Mm-hmm.
And I point to the forest where there's the small track of broken bark and
Like it looks like a track to you.
Yeah.
With your survival skill, you can see, like you have this filter of this area of the forest is disturbed in a foreseeable line in your vision. The others don't necessarily see it as well as you, but you are able to, I guess, lead them through.
Is it wide
Alright,
enough to
it
take a
looks-
horse, or do we have to leave our horses here?
Oh, you can
Yeah,
take your
well,
horses. It's
Okay,
your
cool.
like at this point it is because you're still like not within the actual thick of the
Cool.
forest, and even
it's
then
not
you
too
can
thick,
actually
yeah.
still take your horses in the forest.
Okay,
But
cool.
it is difficult terrain, so you
Sure.
will not move at
Max speed.
the pace you, but they can assist you.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'll alert the party of the path and that I believe we should take it. And if we decide to take it, I'll take the lead. That is up to the rest of the people
Very
if we
good.
take it.
That sounds just fine. I'll go gather the horses and the ponies. If Avalark, could you please have a quick skim through the material just in case there's anything which could be evidently very important before we leave.
No, fair enough. No, I shall.
Thank you. I give you a bow.
Hmm.
Very, very formal, very formal. And then I leave horses.
And pony.
And the pony.
And the pony. Sweet. What you gonna
Okay.
roll through?
Okay,
Hmm.
so you're flicking through some of the things. Yeah, you've got 10 new blank sheets of parchment.
Oh, fuck yeah, I love that.
Another bottle of ink, which awesome. You got shit, yeah, ink. I can do some fucking magic with this.
I can write shit. I can
ink
write the
pen.
diaries.
The book
Hmm.
in this pack is a reprint of an older tome that you've actually seen in libraries before. It's a record of draconic lineage.
Hmm.
Um, and this particular volume focuses on green and white dragons,
Oh, okay.
and more or less when you roll a history related to a green or a white dragon,
Mm.
you can use this book to have advantage on the roll.
Oh, cool. All right.
And you flick through it and through the pages, and there are a few missing, as this is seems to be a salvaged tome, or it's a kind of like a small volume as part of a set. And it has a mention of a few of a few documented dragons where they were sighted hundreds of years ago, and if any were slain, and there is a particular mention of a green dragon lineage, and the talk of a green dragon
Mm.
a green dragon by the name of Osark, Osark.
Okay. All right.
That was a green dragon that was a fully fledged adult and was slain. And it documents the way in which it was slain, and then you see written in ink in the margin off to the side, underneath where that chapter ends. You see the words Venom Fang
Mm.
written in kind of like as a dash, like you see an arrow from the name Osark and an arrow pointing to the written word Venom Fang.
The Venom thing. Mm. Well.
And as you open the scroll case, it has two scrolls in it. And should you choose to take a moment to look them over, you can attempt to find out what they are.
Oh, well, no, I'll hang on to them for now because it seems like Mr. Osborne wants to get on going, so I'll put them in my back pocket for now and I'll observe them later.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
ready to go.
Back.
Yeah, back to this. I'll go into it soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I might want to have to call it there because I do 5 o'clock now.
Okay. Just before you have to run off,
Yep.
and we'll start the next session in this way. Just before you have to run off, as Osborne begins to lead you off the trail, everyone roll a quick perception roll.
Okay.
Mm.
I'm gonna use my dice.
14, 18.
17.
15.
Everyone who's 15 or higher,
6.
you hear a fluttering and a buzzing start to race from a distant noise and come rushing towards you. You look around and you see between the gaps of the trees small, fluttering, darting creatures. You see a number of them. Unable to count this quickly, you see several. You see 7, no, 8, 9? You're not sure. But you see these things and they see you and they start to race towards you. And that is where we will close off.
Fucking goblins.
The bees will have us by midtime.
They are flying and fluttering through the trees. And they want you!
Oh, man.
Very cool.
Not the bees.
Get the bees.
Very cool. Okay.